Bacon
Just
Bay.
look for the flowers.
It's
Yeah,
named after
just
the flowers.
do the easy thing and just pick a random flower. Like, there's like 5 different names you can pick from that.
Genuinely, I don't know if I've ever
Yeah, I'm gonna
actually
make something
seen
called
flowers.
a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, you can find a name that will fit.
Yeah, just like Echoes of the Forgotten. Isn't that right, chat?
No.
No.
Well,
chat.
although, you did well.
I feel like this
So
week's
it's
just
always
leave
the combo.
combo.
I haven't actually launched that nurture rounds. I've just been sitting here staring at a blank screen.
You should.
I probably should have
That's the
done that.
best way
Hi,
to play
chat.
D&D.
At least I already updated it. Hi, Riven.
Oh, you updated? I didn't do
Actually,
shit.
Riven from League of
Probably wondering
Legends?
how we got into this
Or
situation.
Riven the Cat.
No,
Both are good.
Riven Warframe mods.
Does Voneutia even have Christmas? Or an equivalent?
I would.
Yes, it's in 2 weeks.
Oh.
Based.
What's in 2 weeks?
no.
Are we
Venetian-
gonna have Christmas before Christmas or after
Venetian
Christmas?
Probably after.
I was actually like genuinely curious.
No, like that was something we planned.
Yeah, because a whole fucking
Oh,
year
yeah,
is basically
shit.
dropped in game.
Oh shit! It's after Nursing's birthday.
Oh my god, ow, my arm.
It is both the solstice of dusk and Selena's birthday, and yeah, and it's got the birth. It's the same month as 2 of our previous party members have their birthday.
I can see that.
Anyway, what's up, chat? We're talking Kiki's delivery service is the main topic of discussion, and how it's actually Bergen.
And how kids can watch Signs Gate and it's alright.
I mean,
Depends on the age. Depends on the age, okay? She won't get it. She's only 2.
She should watch it and then just like imprint on the. She'll imprint on Tuturu, El Congu, and Son of a Bitch.
No, the idea is
I'm a mad
scientist.
you show
She
them
already
that so
goes,
early.
oh my god.
Oh
Stop
my
it.
Jesus Christ.
Alright.
You
Oh, yeah,
show them
well,
that early,
thing.
then when they see it later, they're like, oh my god, I saw that when I was young.
This is this is the final session of the year of D&D. We want some breaks. People are leaving their states to hang out with other people in other states, and
Losers.
people have time off to hang out with family or get pissed, or both,
With
or
family.
neither. With family.
None of these things sound like things I'm doing.
Let's not talk about politics.
No, we'll talk about politics. It's in high
Alright.
demand.
I believe in a monarchy.
Why?
I mean, so does Tel'Arus and Gizland, and that's going great for him.
There should be one king.
Is
of
it
the
going good for
savannah.
them?
You should go to Gizland to find out.
I don't want to.
Oh,
No, I feel like
No.
Savannah's kind of like anarchy.
I feel like kings should be determined by death matches.
Team death matches, actually. They're allowed to bring in 4 other people with them.
yeah, but if it's he DM, then who's the king at the end of the
It's the guy who's the VIP.
But what if the MVP is like died? What if he got like 21 and
Sucks to suck.
21 for 1?
Well, you should have
He
been
was
better.
he was MVP.
Well, AJ.
Does it go to his
That's AJ.
bloodline? Because that would be
see,
fun as
there's no
shit.
king. There's no king, and then you run the same contest the next year to figure it, and they have a try again. And if
Yeah.
the same thing happens, you keep going until there's a king eventually.
Dude.
I
Until
feel like
then,
this was
you're
obvious.
anarchy.
Anyway, Darren, let's go. Who knows how long we're gonna play today? We might as well kick it off now.
Last time on Echoes, the gatekeepers awoke to find Sylvia had left in the night to pursue her own desires. A note was left for Christine, which after reading, she also received a sending from Selena. Very brief discussion was had about her circumstances before she revealed that she's heading to Tel'Arus to meet up with the party. The remainder of the group passed the time in Sonaris doing their best to relax while the ship that was to take them to Tel'Arus was being prepared. The trip across the ocean was mostly uneventful, with Arkfa refusing to heed the call and Xavier changing his name to Hugin. Arriving in Tel'Arus, the group made their way to the castle where they finally met up with Selena, who'd spent the last few days sending them to make sure that she'd be able to meet back up, and they had a brief discussion with the monarch and his right-hand Kynan, after which the warrant for their arrest was made invalid in the Amarician Empire. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just
Sweet.
scrolling to
How dare you.
the Tel'Arus section, so I'm ready to go when people ask me questions about the city.
Can I ask you questions about the wastes?
So, Drakazor.
Yeah, go ahead. That's like 4
well
places. That's
What
4
can I do in
places
Highview?
that we fucking memorized. Highview, you go there and die if you don't fucking if you don't do a good job.
What about the Confederacy of Illegal Pirates, whatever it's now called?
You
Yeah,
haven't
maybe
been
go
there.
there and find out.
Find out.
I have
We
a
don't know
question.
nothing about that.
Hey, but what about that jungle we went to that time?
Oh, you're not
What
supposed to
the-
go there, right? You
don't come back.
You don't come back.
Oh, okay.
DMs, what about the Cloud District?
Well, it's not the Cloud District, it's the Sky District, and
I don't go there very often. Sorry.
you joke, but there is a Sky World, and that is where the rich live.
Yo, fuck Nazim, am I right?
Yeah, we should kill him.
Yeah, hell yeah, high five, dude.
So,
five.
you have a character based
High
off
five.
Museum now.
I did high five.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait, give me like 3 seconds.
But to like,
Very often,
Two.
but to like, okay,
Yeah.
before we get into it, before Relay says, to make a character like Nazim, because Nazim is just a guy who walks around
Warlock.
and says, we've welcome to the Cloud District, you don't get it very often. We just have to make an NPC that walks around, looks at you once, says that, and then leaves, and then what? You kill him?
He's a warlock. Yeah, he's a
Wait,
warlock.
just
he's
not-
gonna
Yeah,
say
but
it.
we play as Nords, and Nords hate anything that isn't Nords. And last I
has to
checked, he's
be-
not a Nord.
So snobbishly condescending despite being poor himself.
Okay,
Beat him up.
fair enough.
But he's poor.
So it is.
Yeah.
I mean, he thinks he's rich. You are on the 2nd of Anchor. And yeah. I know that there was one thing one person wanted to do. Well, 2 people wanted to do 2 things. 1 second, I think a cat is knocking at my door, and by knocking my
2
door.
things each or one within each
Meow.
person? I need to know the maths of them.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, actually, I take it back. There are 3 people who want to do 1 thing each at the moment.
Oh my god.
One of them is you.
Numbers keep increasing, dude.
They do when I keep remembering people want to do things. So I just want to
Numbers
ask,
go up.
what's happening? Who's
So
doing what?
it's the following morning, correct?
Yes, it is the 2nd morning. You all are sleeping in the castle in one of the wings that they've given. There are several bedrooms off into this one central chamber that leads to the rest of the castle.
After blowing off some steam, Arkva is the following morning at least going to wait down in the lobby for anyone. Sort of at least to give someone warning that he would like to go out and potentially go by the Gearhouse, I believe it was called.
Yep.
Oh,
So you're getting up pretty early.
Already up, like sitting on, probably honestly sitting on the table.
I feel like because Selena gets up pretty damn early now. Like she'd probably as soon as the freaking like sun like peaks over the horizon, she would be getting up. So I'm assuming if you're getting up before her, she'd like see you and be like, I don't know if anyone else is up, so
I will say
I'm
there's
up
no
way before
on
the
the
sun
coffee
sets.
table.
I'll just... You're an early riser as well, I guess.
Table wasn't too comfortable.
I don't imagine it would have been. You have plans today?
Assuming I can stay out of trouble, I did want to visit the Gearhouse and see an old friend.
I wouldn't mind going if you would like the company.
Should we wait for the others to be up?
Yeah, if they want to go. Of course.
Looks out whatever the nearest window. Is it? How early is it?
how early do you want it to be?
You know what? I find it amusing if it's just past sunrise.
It's just past
Sure.
sunrise.
Perhaps.
If you like, did you want to go for a walk beforehand? I'd like to get some fresh air.
Sure.
Cool. Let's go to the docks then. And she like gets herself like ready quickly, prestigitates, fixes the hair, and then yeah.
Just chucks on vest thing.
How far away are the docks from the castle? I'm assuming it's a bit of a walk.
It is
Yeah, there's
quite
a
a
walk
fair.
down here.
Yeah. Probably maybe about 45 minutes. One direction.
Nice brisk walk.
Speed walk.
Yeah, like she'd probably leave like a little note behind, just sort of being like, just gone for a walk. We'll be back soon. Whatever. Like gone for a walk with Arco will be returned soon. If anyone wakes up and it's like, where the fuck are they? But yeah, when she like gets to the docks, she goes up to a pier and like sort of just like breathing in the fresh air. Do you remember that time back in... Where were we again? Was it Illawell or Andivine?
Well,
Long
it was
time
where we
ago.
first started. Right after dealing with the arsehole golden dragon. Is there a reason you chose the docks? Like, I do like the fresh air, but it is very tempting to repeat that incident.
No need. And she takes her manta ray cloak off, which she was wearing just as part of her outfit. Like, puts it on the ground, takes a few steps back, and then just, like, throws herself off the dock into the water. Pops her head back up and casts Create Water and splashes Arthur with the water. I'm pretty sure I can't throw you in the water, but I can at least bring the water to you.
You're lucky I like water. Though, you might want to watch out, as Arkfur will at least cannonball. Catapult. Catapult. I will bounce
Catapult.
off a barrel or like one of the what do you call them? The wooden posts to try and get a little extra height. And yeah. Splash. Coming back up. Refreshing. I
Very
guess
refreshing. A
this
little bit
means
cold.
don't catch a cold. Does this mean you've taken something I said a long time ago to heart?
You could say that. Say it was something that I pondered for a long time and didn't really understand. Thought it was irrational for a while there. And then thought that maybe I needed to get better at swimming, so hid behind the cloak, thinking that was important, realizing sometimes it's just best to learn the hard way, I guess, the old-fashioned way, if you will. I think it's something that we should all take to heart. Sometimes it's good to just do exactly what you want to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's obligations for things, but it doesn't always have to be obligations. And I think that that's something maybe you need to do as well.
I'm not very good at hiding things, am I?
No, not really, but I'm also
And-
getting a little bit better at reading people.
Perhaps we swim to shore, dry off, and maybe I should explain a few things.
Okay. And
As- yeah,
she
Arkfur will take a
hands
deep
out-
breath.
Oh, you're gonna swim? I think prestidigitate drives me.
Give me one sec. I need to see if I can manage this. You know what? No, Arkfur could probably pull this off. It's water. Arkfur's basically going to dive under, try and pick you up, and like sort of carry you back to shore.
She'll let it happen. Feel like I'm used by it.
Mhm.
I don't believe prestidigitation dries. That's fine. Yeah, she'd probably just accept the cold for a bit, but after a while she'd probably like try to. I wonder if you could use shape water to actually like get the water off yourself.
Technically,
so to
yes.
speak.
You probably pull
She
most
would-
of it out.
Well,
She'd probably do that after a bit. But yeah, like accepts the lift back to shore. That was
Right,
invigorating.
look, I'm not great with conversation. I never exactly have been, though I am improving. I every now and then try to give speeches. I've been seeing the fates of in a sense, the twins.
How
Only
long?
Christine knows about this, but it's been a while. Most recent was on our way back here. There's also a lot of other things Christine knows, but you can learn about those later.
What are they talking about?
Just that it's time to go back to my family.
Do you want to go back?
I don't think I've earned that right. There's very
Sorry,
few
what-
things.
I missed that, sorry. What did you say?
I don't think I've earned that right. There are very few things that someone like me should fear. But I was never properly exiled. That was a self-choice.
Hmm.
The odds are they know about things I've done. They won't necessarily disapprove. But it's hard to say how much influence has reached them.
Maybe going back is not so much a you've earned that right as rather they have a right to see you. Or maybe it could be part of the trial towards earning the right to stand amongst them again. Or maybe you have earned that right and you're just being hard on yourself. You'll never know if you don't go and find out. And if you feel like you haven't earned, then you've got the power to walk away from it.
For once, I feel like I don't.
We have us. And we'll go with you. I think it's about time that we've done something for you. You followed us around to every little whim and trial that we've done.
You're not the only one that thinks that.
I think that if the twins are communicating with you of this, then I think that this is important. Not for the twins, but for you. God's a strange, complicated, unknowable, but there's great wisdom. And like I said, we can go and you can see if it's something that you needed. At least consider it.
Oh, I have. But if you have any other questions while we're walking, well, I assume we are walking.
Yeah.
I will try to answer them. Yeah.
I'm not going to pry anymore. I think that if there's anything that you'd like to tell me or talk about, then you'll come to me and talk about it. But
Just gonna...
when it comes to, you're gonna roll something or, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Performance.
Yeah, there's maybe a few things, but they're not urgent. Exactly.
And again, I think when you're ready to talk about anything else, I'm sure you'll come to me. Again, your personal life and anything to do with the twins and things that may have been said. That's just, I guess, if you wanted my opinion, I think that what I can give, but again, this is your path. But we're with you if you go whichever way. You've followed us into enough hell, I'm sure.
I will think on it. Maybe I'll have one question later tonight.
Okay, that sounds good. I guess we better get back before I imagine everyone's probably awake by now. I left a note just in case, but daylight's burning, as they say.
I do hope they all slept well.
I hope so too.
God damn it, Tara. Yeah, just keep your eyes open.
Always do. And she just heads back with him.
Easy. You head back.
Totally not an awkward silence.
Yeah, so you both return back. At this point, it's like roughly 2 hours-ish after sunrise. I'm going to assume at this point most people are probably up. If people choose to not be up, it's their choice.
I have a question.
I was up.
though.
They left.
Yes.
How easy is it to see Arky early, or is it like a sort of I have to wait after a certain time thing?
If you go and find out where he is, you could find
Yeah.
out.
I think that's what I would do. Like, I imagine like I'm a bit like later-ish to rise. Probably got informed about like the note by like Hugo, but like other people were left. And at this point, it's like I would just not really knowing what to do while waiting for others. I would think I'd probably make the move just to see if I can figure out who I need to go to in order to like be able to see if I can actually talk to Arky.
Yep. You are led to a smaller suite, probably in the same wing of the castle as you make your way into this area that has a lot more furnishings for someone of his need. Some bookshelves, obviously, they're full of tomes and whatnot.
Doesn't need anything. You just create what he wants.
In this central room, there seems to be stairs similar to the one in your room, but as opposed to like the 5 or 6 rooms that you all diverge into, there's only 3. As you walk in, you see that there has been some breakfast has been eaten. 3 plates and food like that have been left on the table for collection. And Arky is moved into the library part of this lobby, where he's at a desk.
I imagine it's like one of those things where it takes me a bit to actually like sort of wait around before leaving to do it. And then once I manage to like find the area, it's that kind of sort of waiting a bit outside, not sure how to approach. It's kind of a little bit maybe like restless, kind of looking around, and like that sort of slow steps in. Sees just like the brief stuff, takes more steps in, notices the other small details, and then sees him there. It's that kind of like, I don't know, just a lot to make those next few steps for her. It is, in her like sort of sense, it has been a journey and a half since last like properly being able to actually chat. And last time we did have the chat was in her quarters back in Gislane. And after just sort of thinking on that for a little bit, she would then probably find something just to knock on, just to like kind of signify that someone is here.
Yeah, as you sort of go to knock on the table, he's just like, "You still have that habit of yours, my dear."
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
Shouldn't apologize for it. I'm just noting that it still exists. As
It's-
he like sort
It's
of
something that sticks around.
swings around in his chair, you can see that on the desk there is a tome that is floating, which you know is his spell book, and he has several parchments and inks laid about this table as he
Yo,
turns
big hand
towards
right now.
you. As
Yeah,
he
she-
gets up and makes his way over.
Yeah, I imagine like before like he started getting up, like she would start to move towards him. Like she's got that sort of thing where if she sees him doing something, she first takes caution in the sense of like not wanting to disturb him, even though he basically can't be disturbed because he can do like 3 things at once. Like she just in that more like original politeness that she's always held on to, but still on that kind of like, I feel like so much has like happened. I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like an animal that has been let out of the cage, seen the world, and comes back as like, I don't know what to think anymore.
Yeah, so he stands up, gives you a hug, sort of moves you towards the couches, which are probably more comfortable to sit and talk in.
Yeah, she follows. Of course, like as well, like she doesn't hesitate to like return that hug as well. Like probably maybe a slight difference to how she was last, where she was like very not hesitant, but like taken up, so much going on, like everything like racking her head. Like right now, she kind of has that stability there, but just in a sense of just as best stability as she could have considering her situation.
Would you like some tea?
Yes, please.
As you
Same as.
As he sits you down, he goes over to the big dining table, grabs the kettle that seems to be on an apparatus that he can ignite with his hands, and brings it over to the tea table with 2 mugs.
Yeah, she'll like happily take it, just sort of take a few sips, taking in that warmth, kind of almost for a moment putting herself back, even before everything, just times like these where they would just sit and like would tell him about like her day, what she's been doing, like all these like sort of minor things, but it's similar to last time. There's like a lot on her mind. And I imagine like she like sort of struggles to find that initial starting off point, considering where it ended off last.
As you're sitting there drinking, he gives you the few moments for you to ponder, as he's like, so I assume one of us needs to talk about what has happened with them for the last months. Would you like me go first, or would you like to go first?
To be quite honest, it is very... There's a lot to recall from last, and it might be better if I were to start, and maybe if there's anything that seems worthy of interjection. I know that there's at least a point where I found out about the state of some things in Gizlin. Maybe that's where it might be better to interject to fill any blanks in that regard.
Gives a nod.
Yeah, and probably don't have to go like hugely into it, like, but you probably will pick up not too far from when we left Gitzlane that second time. Like, it's one of those things where there are obvious gaps that she's still guilty of speaking of. The forest, I forget what it's called. The Great Forest, that's the deal it's called.
Yep.
She sweeps a little bit that away. He doesn't properly acknowledge exactly what happened, other than like, oh, we went through here, got caught in this thing, we found some people like these, we moved on. Like, doesn't talk about specifics. And I imagine as well, similarly, like, she doesn't divulge a lot of all of that. I guess guilt building up over time, that just everything really, like all the emotions that just weighed her down and still do in some regard. She kind of passes through all that. But yeah, otherwise does the basics of storytelling in the sense of how you would present not presentation, but like a journal, I guess.
Do you mention visiting the caretaker the first time you were in Ghislaine, where you met up with Arky the first time, and then that you got your memory fucked with?
Right. I think she would. I think that would probably be one of the big things that she like takes a pause when like we get to when we went back with Azeroth. She would then like mention like, you know, for payment it was this and that, and at the time, like, I can't remember exactly who. I think it was Osiris that noticed, like, you know, something was wrong. Asked that, and me being like, don't, it's fine, like, and then getting all that washed on me, and then just being left there. She did mention like in detail, like, kind of how she felt stupid for letting her grief kind of guide her, but also overwhelmed in the sense of she just felt played with.
Yeah, as you sort of expressed that, he was like, well, I was going to question why you didn't listen to someone you respected that much, but I see you've been beating yourself up about that yourself.
Yeah, well, I imagine that I couldn't have known then. That it wasn't until Cyrus, the turtle that was with us, the one who specialized in his form of magic, he was the one who first caught on to it, just purely based off of a different thing, trying to find an ailment on me. He just happened to stumble upon that. And that then led to me wondering what happened. Knowing that something was messed with my head doesn't feel very good, and especially after knowing a lot of things that I do, it's very difficult. I also think that she would be very coy, particularly with, well, coy is the wrong word, but she would
Playful?
hesitant,
Hesitant?
a little bit hesitantly playful to mention forget the exact saying of her name.
Who?
Her patron.
Zava? Not Zava.
Oh,
Kahil?
yeah, Kahir. Yeah, that's it, Kahir. But I think there's a point where, like, eventually she stops, has that sort of moment. Like, it's probably like mid-story, like, this talk about stuff, and then it just eventually comes to a point where she needs to explain it, and it takes her a while to, like, properly explain what went down.
Yeah.
And I also imagine that by saying that, like, she says it in a way where there is some regret into how exactly it came about, but there's almost like a part where it's like it has worked out for her in the positive, so she's not entirely mad at herself, and she's thinking that she's probably like thinking in her mind that this is leading to something at least. But she doesn't, yeah, hesitant to talk extremely about specifics with her, but does mention that this is a thing, and it feels like she's being led around.
As you say, there's like, well, obviously, she's a devil.
I know, but in the
or
sense
demon,
of
it's dependent. Succubi are weird.
I know it's, but it's information like that. What she had, it has been helpful in that regard, and in a way I am getting closer to being able to figure out more about myself in a sense, and I didn't realize exactly what I was asking for when I yelled for not really knowing anything about myself way back, and I don't know,
He sort of rests the cup down at this point, like when you're talking, and he's just like, it's fine. Yeah, I understand wanting to know things about oneself, especially in situations like yours, is going to be one of your paramount desires, and that's fine. I'm just urging you to be careful. beings like her always have a goal. And you've sort of... Well, you've become one of her pawns. One of her probably many, many, many pawns.
I don't know if that has changed from the beginning. From seems. I don't know. It's always that feeling like I always was.
And you very well could be. Do
Okay.
you... Are you... Your... if you're given your relation and who your father is very much significant reasoning that you would be a pawn before even submitting yourself to her power. But
Yeah, that's another thing to worry about. Exactly. Why? The goal. And and she like puts kind of has like a cup down, and like the hands like against the sort of head, just rubbing in the sense of like trying to get around information. Like I'm just that's the part that still eludes me exactly, and it doesn't make it easier. That is basically impossible to talk to him right now. And nor do I think he will tell me anything. I don't know. It's
he sort of looks at you just like, well, one day hopefully he can answer his side of the tale, but as to why the goal, I'm not sure of this Kahil's demeanor or personality. I wouldn't be able to ascertain anything from just name alone. But have you considered asking her? Some devils are more forthright than not because you're already in their web.
no. Remind me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain I did ask her. Like,
I
yeah,
don't
right.
believe you have.
I swear I have, and she was very coy with it. Like early-ish.
Specifically, what did you think? Do you think you've asked her? Because you've never asked her what, like, you plan to ask her why you're around, and you never have.
I swear that was one of the things I asked, but she was very coy with being like, oh, this person will have the information. Like, not actually giving it herself. Maybe it was my wording, maybe it was, like, just the situation itself, but at least that's something that's popping up in my memory. I might be wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong.
We can...
I'm gonna be wrong because it was a long, long time ago, but I believe you wanted to ask her a question and decided, I'm gonna say my mom, I'll ask her instead, and your mom was like, Bish, I don't know. You gotta ask her.
Plus, we could have, like...
And then you never did.
Plus, you could just run under the assumption that you did, regardless.
I think I'm gonna go with the idea that I did, because I swear I did, but I might have misworded it.
Yeah,
I have always been bad with my words on purpose with her.
Like, even if you didn't, you can assume that you have, and that's still a thing that can happen.
Exactly.
It's just like, perhaps something has changed this time. Maybe more time has passed, maybe she's more open. But, again, it's merely just a suggestion. She may be one of those types that knows that the situation you're in is the situation you're in, and is fully available to tell you everything that went on. You've met such a man before.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very worried that I might have made it harder for her to give me that information freely recently. I think I stepped away from something that she might have pushed for me to do.
Good.
Yeah, she pauses for a moment.
In the sense of not getting yourself under the thumb of a devil, that sounds good. Your personal journey, maybe not so good.
I'm glad to have the people that I have around me to remind me not to stop thinking stupidly.
Gives a look into your eyes, and then he just sort of sees what's there, and then is just like, so then what happened? What was next?
Ah, right. I guess I would go, like, that would probably be what, early Amorisian sort of stuff. She'd keep going. I think she would definitely note a point, where, like, everything kind of went down in the sense of why we're wanted criminals. She would definitely, like, talk, put more emphasis on the details that happened in, fuck, my brain is not working today!
The fiefdom.
The fiefdom.
Thank you! Fiefdom. I keep thinking of something else. Yeah, the fiefdom. And she will probably put more... I don't know, I guess sort of partial guilt in herself, in the sense of not being able to control her own emotions in that regard. Especially considering she was feeling very apathetic initially, not really caring, to then suddenly being part of a cause of a spiral and getting others involved. She does feel bad about that. And then also mentioning that's the first time they heard that something was going down in Gislane.
Yes, that would be late locked.
What happened? It wasn't until much later where I realized that you weren't even there.
I made a decision that one would probably have not advised, but it was a good opportunity, and frankly, I exploited some students by offering things that would have been beneficial for them, but ultimately I think has done more harm to them as a group than anything else.
I don't see where I get that from.
You know that we have some of these groups. I enlisted the help of the Gislanian Institute of Magic's magical applications for Adventuring 101 applied entry to beginners practical magics, or Gamma P.
She takes that all seriously, like, because it's school stuff. She takes it seriously. Just nods along.
They did a very good job in solving some circumstances that were happening at the castle in time, involving petrification and a teacher murdering students and the lack of that.
She's like bewildered.
Yeah, he unlocked a tunnel to a secret jail and was killed there.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Wait, a secret in the academy?
Well, under it.
Under the academy?
Yes. Don't ask questions. Cannot tell you more than that.
She's just like sort of
I mean, I
in
can,
that moment of like
but
that.
not right now.
In that moment of exasperation, she's like wanting to ask so many questions, but when Argy says please not right now, she like stays.
But are you like how are you brimming? Like how eager are you to ask a question? Like are you showing it like really badly?
I'd say this is like one of those things where like she's always been a curious person. Like she will not go against what Arky like has said. Like if he wants something not to be said, she will like calm down, but she'll like have that kind of like look as like, you know, waiting for that little bit more information in each little drop here and there. Like I imagine at times he'd even feed her those tiny bits of crumbs just to like keep her like listening as a way to trick her to listen.
As he looks back and forth, is like one question.
I don't want. Why is there always one question?
Because if I tell you more right now, it would be too much.
No, I meant other. Everything just happens to be one question whenever I talk to anyone. Oh, that's a hard one actually. Why?
Because, despite the amount of crimes that these people in this prison do conduct, their worth as magical creators is still in high demand. as such, it is better for them to apply themselves in a field that could be beneficial for the city than it would be for them to die or rot away in a cell.
No criminals living underneath me. She just looks not really like surprised, but an idea of, okay, that's also now added to the list of, okay, why? But go on.
But after that, a month or so passed. There was the open house went well. But as we ended the end of Lot, I sensed that something was happening. Politically, the Xavier's was bedridden for quite a while, being ill. And given what was happening, I believed that the caretaker was going to be acting quicker than I thought he would be. As such, I asked this group of people to infiltrate the care house and see if they could find anything. Though from what I could tell, one of these students informed him of the situation, at least in some regard. I had enough information to make this claim, but the assault began, and he, with several noble houses and other nobles of the country, assaulted both the castle and the school. One of my students, one of my teachers, sacrificed himself to make sure a very important person was taken out of the situation, and I had to take an injured one of my students and another one of them as I teleported out of the city before I could get harmed in that regard.
Is there really no one else?
What do you mean?
When we got there, it felt... When I briefly mentioned, you said something had happened, but it almost felt seamless from when we arrived there not very long ago.
Well, that's his job. If you're going to cause, he wasn't going to force martial law or anything like that. I had no doubt that anything that particular. I don't think he was trying to use Ghislaine's assets in that way. I think he merely wanted to put Nathaniel on the crown, and therefore exploit the child into technically running the country himself. Without, and given the news and information that we've gotten since then, in these last 4 months, he hasn't really done anything to make this change notable. He hasn't changed the country's goals or sciences anyway. He's just secretly operated a coup and placed a figurehead in his stead. Now, if he changes that, then we'll know, but currently we have no idea what he wants with this power.
She looks visibly, like, I guess, disdain. Like, hates listening to it. Almost angry as well, like, considering that he's just taking over more people, as he does. What he likes to do.
Luckily, within the month that we got here, as you can see, the Sovereign has been quite calm and nice. We've known each other since a while back, and he knows of the situation, but given all that's been happening in his realm, is unable to help very much in that regard. Plus, given the time of year, it'd be impossible to track over by land, and they do have the sea covered, given that they're all mages.
Great.
But, luckily within this month, my student recovered from her feeble mind, much like yours. They're currently out doing their own trainings, and I am here, preparing for something.
At least something good came from it all. No one died. Yet.
Marty died.
I meant the students. And she like kind of like looks away, like the sense of, you know, yay, one person like made it out. But like realizing the awkwardness, she just kind of like heads back to like a mug.
But yeah, that's what's been happened since then. Given my stay here, I have offered my services into teaching the two nobleborns here in the castle with their magical studies. They are sorcerers, they should have some understanding of how their magic works. Operating as some arcane advisor to the sovereign in matters that it needs me, and preparing. But I don't know what we will do.
I don't know either, to be honest. Everything on this, ever since leaving that second time, everything's been so chaotic. Doesn't even put it slightly. I just feel so overwhelmed. And now, just having to also wait and see what might happen. Add that on top of the list. Well, I already knew, but a second voice saying the same thing in my head is useful. It means the worrying is right. But it's hard to even think that anything will kind of return even remotely to how it was.
I don't think it will. I don't think it can. And honestly, I don't think it should.
You don't?
The world is constant change, Christine. If we revert back to nothing, if we revert back to our prior works and all that, then we haven't learned anything. We haven't grown. If Xavier goes back into the ground and runs the country exactly the same as he did before, he'd be a fool.
But what if some of the changes are for worse?
And that's life. There'll be good, there'll be bad. We as people just need to survive. Grow, change, make things better for even just us, for the people around us, and if we can, help as many people as we can. Frankly, when he gets back, he has a list of people he needs to cull from his council, but if he listens to me or not, that will be a first. Dumb bastard.
Sounds like something I don't think I even have a stake in. Thank you. Sometimes just getting it out there on occasion helps. It helps me piece it together a bit more in my head. Even if it's still all completely overwhelming 80% of the time. I needed this. Especially if we're gonna be moving again very quickly. I don't think I have the luxury of slowing down anytime soon. Nor do I know if I can anymore.
Well, take this opportunity then. Rest, relax, spend as long as you need in the city. I mean, you still have to tell me as to while our country was having a coup operating, you were arrested?
That's where I stopped, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry. And yeah, from like, she'll go through and explain everything pretty consistently from here. From the most recent big thing of note with the Soul Forge, she will plainly put that out there. The intoxication, all that, like, but having people around, she will put that out there. Whether or not it's a response, I imagine it's not a response, but.
Well, yeah. When you talk about like all the things leading up to it, like he notes like he's interested in the Gogwab City and especially the tower. When you bring that up, when you talk about, do you talk much about like the gatekeeper stuff, like the gates and all that?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the big things which should bring up and put emphasis on initially, because those are the parts which she just sees as just like, this is just something we're doing, and I don't like it, but what the fuck else are we meant to do?
Yeah, he's bewildered by that.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Do a quick thing.
You don't have to know where a pen is, like a quill, right? Like, you know, multicolored. By chance.
He just sort of sits there and thinks, it's just like...
Here are my notes.
I don't think we have anything like that in Gislane. Maybe sometime in the past, but not in here anymore.
Wait. Sometime in the past?
Well, not exactly.
The gate was there?
No, not nothing like that. More just those types of items that are more complicated than not. Very specific arcane powers or very chaotic arcane powers. Court sword being one of them. These very ancient magical items.
I know
we may have had a few of them
that.
in the past, but we don't know.
I found out who took the sword.
Who did?
A guy named Davian. Called himself a god of time. Did I forget to mention some of those parts? Oh, I should probably mention my magic a bit more. And then explain some of the situations where like her magic spiraled into like weird circumstances, going to the hells, going to like some of the weird neutral planes, meeting a few gods, mentioning the 3 gods. Just having a ball of it. She explains it like she's going from like one point to another with no cohesion, because in her mind this is how it all happened. It all was just one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Do you have time to breathe? Here's another thing. Imagine she's like saying all of it, stops, and then just picks back up her bug just to like have a sip.
Well, I mean, there has been some historical text about the gods. New ones appearing. Who knows when he actually appeared? That's the thing. Especially if he's a time god. It's fascinating.
Maybe he's soon to appear. Ooh, like she's like rolls her eyes.
When he continues on, like he doesn't really think of anything but the gates, but then when you bring up the Soul Forge and everything going on there in that final choice, he's just like, I mean, frankly, my dear, personal opinion, but your grandmother sounds like a cunt.
I had that thought too. It just took a bit of a loud line yelling in my ear. Needed, as it was.
He's a nice young man. Very polite.
Probably. Well, I mean, he's himself, as everyone's been on their own journey. Probably he more so than most. Especially his whole situation.
Gives a nod.
I wouldn't be surprised at the time, out of everyone. Anyone but him would have probably turned me in a different direction. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Probably putting a little bit too much. emphasis on me not having those thoughts. I need to stop doing that. Anyway, sorry, I don't remember where I stopped. I had a list of things, and then I remembered that I'm an explosion of magic.
I believe you've covered most of your journey, unless something interesting happened on the boat. But
No. I don't think even my magic's been playing out recently, which is nice. I'm not exploding to some random plane. Or exploding others.
well, I
Or
didn't
just
know
exploding.
that. Well, that doesn't sound like a possibility I knew that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Any interesting ones?
I've already mentioned the guards. And actually seeing them face to face. I've mentioned... No, I mentioned that.
one.
Yes,
Regarding
hi.
that, which gods have you seen?
Well, Rana. Was really happy to see her again after seeing her before. But then I also saw her before that anyway, so I didn't... It's the same thing. The one I mentioned, Davian. There was also a... Earthen-like Genasi. I think, from what I remember, they were a god of prophecy and thus referred to as the Oracle. Great. Useful for this journey that I'm on, because it's got high relation to fate around me, let me tell you. I can't wait to be seated in another direction. If only she could tell me where to go. Would be helpful.
As you're sort of like saying that, yeah, as you're like sarcastically doing that, you see that he actively like tilts his head up with his eyes closed, like
going
a
on a
massive like a massive relief is on his face.
But, I mean, there's the time where one bloodline takes me over, or the other. Again, how we got arrested. And also how I almost avoided getting arrested on the other side. I don't want to go to the gear house.
Okay, well, you can stay here and just talk about other things.
I think I'd like that very much.
And yeah, the two of you continue to talk as we jump back to the others.
Yeah, I think like when we got back, like Slater would have like gone and gotten some tea to sit down, and she would have like gone to wait for Christine for a little bit. But I'm assuming after a while of waiting, she'd probably just be like, maybe she wants to have the day to herself today.
She'd be gone for majority of like the morning, maybe into like the early afternoon. She'd come back eventually, but I think that with how she's doing things, like she probably one of the few people that gets like the full detailed treatment, and like she just feels comfortable talking with Arky. Like,
I think
it's always been a thing with her and him.
Depending on like what others are doing, so like I don't know what was everyone else doing in the morning.
Yeah, I knew that Hugan was up earlier. What did he do? Anything interesting?
Oh, sorry, I've had my microphone mute. Hugan like gets up before the sun, and so he's just been trying to meditate on what he has right now to find some sort of connection, which he don't think is working out that well. Probably had some breakfast, just been chilling really.
Okay.
It's Tara and Zaz doing.
Well, the real question is, why are we here?
Why are we here?
Remind me.
You guys
Well, they got a
came.
base in one canyon.
You guys came here so because Kynan was like, two part. Kynan wanted to have a talk with you, and the main part was, Selena is here. We want to meet up with Selena.
Mainly Secret Shadow Guild, but Selena was here as well.
The other way around.
And then
Really?
shut up.
That's the only reason you came here.
Yeah, it is.
I suppose there's also Gearhouse. There's other resources we could resupply here.
Yeah, that's probably the smart play.
It's just like it's just a city to be in.
Oh, and I wanted to teach the princess how to gamble still.
Well,
I
you
think
show a Balatra.
after we get back, like, yeah, Selena, like, if like whoever was sort of down in the main area, she'd just be like, "Does anyone want some tea?" I would just feel like a nice cup of tea, and then maybe wait for Christine, see if she comes back. If she's out, maybe we go, and if she wants to go later, we can go with her again.
I don't suppose there's a rush.
Re-getting supplies would be a wise idea.
Oh, we have all day for that too. Do you drink tea, Zaz?
Yes, I drink tea.
Oh, good.
What is this tea you speak of?
Well, it's a hot herbal drink that you infuse, and you can have with some milk if you'd like. I personally prefer it without. And it's just a nice warm drink. And she's gotten this tea, and she's just like put it at the table, and she gets a cup out of her bag. It's a very interesting cup for anyone who's sort of close by. It's basically like a little green tea cup. It looks handmade, and it's been cracked. The whole thing was like at some point has been broken and repaired. So it's got all these like crack lines to it that have been like reset and painted different, like just different little colors. She pours herself a drink, assuming like there's some other cups around for anyone who wants to drink. She'll pour them drinks.
I guess I'll take this time to figure out what supplies are going to be needed.
Well,
Pulls out the blank book.
Where are we going next after this?
it is a very good question.
Wherever the
I
party would
imagine
like
there's
to go.
lots of places that we could go to that would be important. Lots and lots of different directions that would be pulling us in. It really depends on what everyone decides they want to do.
Well, here's a question then. Where would you like to go, Zaz?
Home?
Place you want to see.
Not home.
Well, I am curious about your home, but please don't say the name.
That's why I didn't.
Surely
I'm not
there's something in
familiar
this
with
world.
this place, so I'm not entirely sure. I've spent maybe 6 months?
Hmm.
Is that a fair estimation? I think so.
Yeah.
In your
I've only
home, the
spent
place
6
you're from,
months.
there were stories, right?
As I'm sure there is anywhere.
Is there perhaps a story that you might have heard of from outside the Feywilds?
Not really. I was relatively isolated for the first 4 months, and then you seen where I was for the later 3.
Perhaps we need to find you something to look for on the outside then.
Oh, I'm looking for it.
Something that intrigues you.
I'm not looking for it.
Fairworld is definitely an interesting place, and the only issue is, it's actually before I continue that. Do we know about the whole timey-wimey shenanigans of the Feywild, or is that something that we'd have to history check for?
Yeah,
Or
you've
or
experienced
think
it,
we've-
I'm pretty sure.
I think we, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
Well,
remember.
like got briefly with it.
Not a clue.
As much as the Feywild would be a very interesting place to go, something that we must be careful with, because I do know that time does travel a little differently. It's slower there. And with everything that's going on in this plane, imagine going there for a long period of time could be catastrophic.
I mean, you
does.
gain time because it only goes in one direction.
You gain time, but the rest of Voneutia doesn't. I feel like everything's hanging on the edge at the moment. With all the,
We got the timescale wrong last time.
Oh.
One
The
day in
other
the
way?
Feywild is 10 days in the real world. Is
Oh,
100
backwards.
days in.
Oh,
yeah,
so it's the other one that is the unlocked time
Oh.
chamber.
Okay.
So that would mean that under under Terra's logic, one Fey month, she thought would be 300 planar days, but that's
All
not
right, we're good then. We got plenty of time.
Oh, so
it's still based on a
so
planar month. So
if we were in the Feywild for like a day, it'd be like over a week.
yeah, 10 days would pass.
Like normal. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because it was, you guys did say it the other way around last time, right?
Yep, I got it
Yeah.
backwards last time.
Okay.
How dare you?
How dare I?
Never mind that.
My emotion.
Times 10 modifier, not times 0.1 modifier.
Simple mistake, really.
Yo, imagine training for a whole year and then you find out 100 years have passed and the enemy's already dead.
And the Fire Nation took over again. God damn it.
Before you were with us, Saz, there were, I want to say, many sites I've already seen and many I would like to see.
Okay.
I'm trying to say this, that where you're from, it is unique, sure. But
To
yeah,
you.
yes. Likewise, I imagine there are probably many things in this world that would catch your own curiosity. Not to say you need to be driven by your deal all the time, as I understand that is important to you. That is the reason you're here, I think.
Sure, let's say important.
Look, I
It's
don't know
not
the
wrong.
details.
No.
It's just trying to... What I'm saying is, as we travel around and maybe find answers for you, perhaps you'll find something else that gets your curiosity here. Maybe there's a food you want to try, some obscure animal. Would you like to try dragon? I know one.
No, because I'm not a fucking idiot and I don't want to die.
Well, technically I know two.
Speaking of dragons, has Zaz been given the brief rundown on the gates? And
I'm gonna go
all
with
that?
no, because this is the only downtime we've really had.
Yeah, no.
I don't know about the gates. I don't know about
I just really didn't want to.
anything else.
Franklin.
They.
I came with a plot hook and that was it.
We've been writing that plot hook for weeks.
I'm
got
gonna
any nibbles
stand
yet.
by the lack of response. That is a no on the whole gates business.
I've encountered them before, but we don't really use them in the Feywild. Everything is sort of bordered by territory and weird magic stuff.
Basically,
Okay.
there's these doorways with portals, I guess. We came across one in our journeys by accident. Opened it.
Kind of like
Sorry.
a trial chamber with puzzles.
And
I don't know what that is
we-
either.
we left one open for a little while. Like we were, caught mid-opening portal, leaving it. It caused a lot of bad things to happen in the area. Back, we closed it. Basically, these gates are possible magical disturbance and issue that is culminating this one big magical disturbance and issue that the entire world is currently going through at the moment. Something that we were working towards fixing. It's let's just say it's a little above our pay grade at the moment. We're trying to understand more. There's items that we need to get.
Let's roll for understanding. So it's like an arcane aneurysm for the world.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
think.
pretty much. As far as we know, it's I don't know if this is part of something bigger than we understand, if it's linked to the cataclysm many years ago, or if it's got anything to do with that, anything to do with any of that. But we were sent to figure things out, and we did find one, and we ended up fixing it in the end, albeit a little late.
We got separated.
We got the cube back in the end, if I remember correctly. I'm just out of character.
And then you lost it.
We lost it again. Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
yeah, we did.
Because some guys
We got
took
it, and then we go. Yeah.
Well,
And the phylactery.
you've lost. Yeah, you've lost
Hey,
both
hey,
of them.
I gave away the phylactery.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did, you bitch.
Yeah. It's... Anyway, we did have one of the items that was taken away when things happened one time. Another thing as well, did we still have the journal?
The Journal of Azeroth.
Someone wrote that down. Didn't
I 100% have notes of it. Like,
And
I'm
full on.
pretty sure we wrote. I think
Neurasian
I
has
wrote.
it.
Neurasian had it, but Selena also wrote stuff down too.
I think you guys made a copy of it. Someone
Yeah.
definitely made a copy. That was a thing that actively happened in game as you all made a copy. And I
wanna
think
say
the
yes, for
original
sure.
is either with Nerisian or it was given back to Azeroth, but you all have a copy of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure the OG was definitely not with us anymore. But
No.
I remember writing stuff down, so it's just like
Some.
you know a little bit, but again, it's not very much. That's one thing. Then there's everything else that seems to be happening around the world that just doesn't seem magically influenced, but it's just unusual that it's all happening all at once. It's like a series of spinning plates.
This is where he says, "What is this plate you speak of?"
But just imagine you're holding a dish that you eat off, a plate, and you're spinning them, and you have
Eat
to keep
off?
on spinning all of them. Well, you have been to an inn, haven't you? With them, they have taken you to an inn.
I thought those weird things.
It's the thing you eat your meat off typically.
Getting mixed
Like-
signals now.
English is a great
This-
language.
This cup, for example, this
Especially
is
when it's not your
I drink
first.
from it. It's I guess
So
a cup is
that's a
probably
plate?
a little. No, this is a cup. But similar. It's a dish that holds something. Cup probably more important for the whole drinking aspect, that you don't want to drink off a table because it would just sink into the cracks. But for the most part, we eat off plates without. It stops making mess everywhere. I am
Do you
completely
eat
off
off them
topic.
while you're spinning them?
No.
Then
Okay.
why would
I'm
you
going to
spin
move away from the
plates?
metaphors. I'm just confusing everything. There is a lot of things happening in Voneutia at the moment. A lot of catastrophic things. There's the gates. There's the whole issue in Ghislaine. There was the issue in Sonaris, which you and my good friends have seemingly put a stop to that. There's the issue with the Gavels and the fiefdom.
You guys have weird names for things.
You know what?
Oh, I
Just randomly, Arkva's just gonna insult and say, "That we do. That we do."
Are you saying that they don't
Your
have
accent could
interesting
use some
names for
work.
things in the Feywild?
Well, I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Less weird to me because that's where I'm from. But like, I assume these gravel people are like, that's what they call themselves, and I don't understand why you would name yourself after like a dirt thing. It's like, yeah, we're called the soil. No, I'm not intimidated.
Uh,
But hey, each their own, I suppose. I mean, you guys can't talk. You guys call yourselves the gatekeepers? You didn't even have any gates.
Not anymore, no. I wonder if you'd like to see the city in the mountain.
Is it cold?
little bit.
I think
Then
everything's
probably does.
cold at the moment.
What?
Yeah,
What
and
I
it
do?
sucks.
It's underground. I think it's anything warm because it's closer to the core of the earth. But you know what?
I like underground. Underground's pretty cool. It's,
Yeah, we met
warm.
There's
met
dwarves.
mushrooms. Nearly got eaten by a land shark.
You see him actively perk his ears up. Well, yeah, ears. He's got ears.
Yeah, the mushrooms.
I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, wait a minute.
Fuck, did
Does he
they,
have ears?
Holes.
That can perk.
they did tell us
Apparently.
they were called myconids, didn't they?
Yeah.
Myconids, I think they were called.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
The party didn't get along so much back then.
I'm curious if they're related. Hmm.
I'll admit my memory was quite foggy at that time.
They basically spoke to us in our mind by getting us to consume their spores.
Oh, I'm very familiar. I
They
don't
were
have
not-
to, and he like points to the top of his head. It's built in now.
They were quite friendly. Actually helped us out.
It was around the same time I figured out that I was anything less, that I wasn't exactly a regular person.
I mean, if
Yeah.
anybody's a regular person, then if everybody's a regular person, then why am I having this conversation? I want to know more about these myconids.
Then we'll try to take you there at some point. I would love
I
to
would
visit
like to
them again.
meet them.
We may have to pass back through there eventually anyway.
Hmm.
Definitely somewhere we'll probably have to go back. It's dwarvish land. It's they're not exactly the most welcoming of other people, and I believe with the current incursion going on, I believe probably even less so. Although they could use the help. That is another thing.
But I'm going to leave you two for a bit. I want to try and work on something while we have a bit of downtime.
Yeah, I don't think Christine's going to be back. I get the feeling that she's probably... Honestly, she's probably gone to see Aki. It's been a long time.
I've
Probably a
written
lot
down.
of catching up to do.
I've written down what I need to buy after. You know what? I think I know who can help me with this design. I'm going to find the princess.
Okay.
Well, let me know when you want to go to the gear house.
As you... Yeah, like, yeah, as you go looking for the princess, you go ask around, you find out she's in studies at the moment. When you ask when she'd be free, she's like, well, after this, she has magical training with Aki for a couple hours. Then it would be dinner.
Perhaps I can sneak in between the two. I would only need a minute anyway. Do you know
Well,
where they
sorry
go
about-
for this training?
Same training room that you were in, I believe.
I shall go wait.
Okay.
Oh, sorry if I destroyed anything.
Here's what it's used for. Anyone else doing anything while he's doing that?
Well, seeing as we've got so much time to waste, I am going to go pick up supplies. You are welcome to join.
I need to go get something made. And then probably going to see if there are any new items on sale at the magical item store.
Would you like to come with us?
It's ultimately the same thing.
It is, but company's always better.
Excellent.
That's what
I have a little bit of
Whatever.
money. Enough to get some rations. And, yeah.
I've found myself in quite the amount of wealth now that I don't need to buy plate.
I guess you're
Have
buying
you-
lunch.
We'll see how much I have after that.
Have you decided on a design yet?
Yes, I have actually. Maybe going to see how long that will take before we depart.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you. I did a little searching this morning and it came into my head.
Do you reckon we can try again later once we've got the
Once we have it,
once
yeah.
we've got it?
Sure, we can.
Excellent. And I am only going to buy some rations, so I'll just. I always forget. So it's 1 gold for 2 rations. Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. One day I'll remember that.
And just as a note, there is no magic item shop in the city.
Aw,
Yeah.
It is the
It's
gear
the
house.
gear-
You commission
The gear house
things.
is terrible.
Oh, the gear house?
Right.
Okay.
I'd love to commission something from the gear house.
If
Only
they've got
problem
something
is
from
I'm scared
last
of that
year's
place.
stock.
Yeah, exactly.
Then they might have it to sell. But you need to go there.
We'll go to
Maybe
the
like
gear
yeah,
house then.
wherever people want to go, she'll go with them. She just stops to get some rations. I'll just pop mine up.
Sam,
Just in case.
how quick is your scene with the princess gonna be, you reckon?
Very quick.
Okay. Alright, we'll do that and then we'll do
Because
break.
I get the feeling Aki is going to come along and very quickly tell me to leave.
Alright.
Truth be told.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as,
Marky, and you can Farky off.
as you go there to sit, you see that there are several what look
Yeah.
like squires or knights in training, currently like removing the dummy that you practiced with and replacing it.
Mhm.
So you sort of sit in the corner as they nail in leathers and straw together.
None of them are practicing their form.
They're just fixing up what happened.
By
They-
practicing their form.
They don't do that in the castle. As you sit there for a bit, maybe about 30 minutes or so. You see the princess rock up. Princess blah 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 blah. Look for the name. Sylvia, Amaris. Sylvia walks in, sort of wearing like a tunic and pants, bringing a rapier along as well as like some gloves. She seems to be like flexing it, her hands as she walks in. She's like, "Oh, hi."
Ah, you're here.
Um,
Well, just the
yeah.
person I was looking for.
Okay.
I had a question. Though first, sorry I didn't get to say hi as much last time. It seemed your teacher wanted to teach you very fast.
It's just training. We need to keep up a good regiment. Dad says it's good to have a schedule for when I'm in charge.
That's part of why I'm here, sort of.
Mm.
If you ever want to train a new weapon, I actually brought something to give you.
Oh?
And there's like a table or something nearby, I assume.
Yep. There's
Oh, why
like
not?
there's facilities for like stuff like that. Like there seems to be like a training room in all regards of like maintenance, magic, melee.
Here, I will show you as sort of pull out these sort of the base part of the blueprint I was originally working on for my own sort of upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
This is, well, as you can see, I wear these. This is essentially how something like this is made from where I'm from.
Yeah,
They're good for both defense and offense at the same time.
I've seen them before. Yeah.
I figured I'd give you something I was working on, and maybe you can improve upon them yourself as well.
Sure.
I also wanted to ask how your cards have actually been coming along. It has been a long time, Hills.
I've been winning the games. I've been playing with like Aki and my brother, but haven't really gone out to gamble.
Well, Arky's not here yet. Would you like to take a swing at the dummy and show me your form?
Sure, why not? And yeah, you spend a bit of time as you teach her the proper stances and how to use them. Soon after, maybe about 10-15 minutes later, Arky has bid adieu to Christine and made his way here. And
Just walk a little bit and then eventually split off.
yeah, and we will quickly go.
Oh, that's
on
my cue to run away.
break. Yeah, jump back to break after. Thank you for the raid, Urant. I know it was a bit late, but I have this minimized while I stream these games, so I can focus on notes.
Imagine
and things.
focusing as a DM.
Just don't do it.
I mean, sometimes I don't. Like Last Guardians, I did fuck all. I literally just sat there Last Guardians while they
And I
played
felt
the
like you
entire
need to be
session.
included, so I felt like to include you. You're welcome.
I just felt like a nice gift to leave behind.
Yeah.
Totally not
Yeah.
because I'm looking to maybe be retaught how to make some of these myself.
Don't worry, I can totally help you by looking at it and being like, I have no idea how this works. Good luck, buddy.
That's alright, I can always make more blueprints. I don't even know if they're blue. I don't know what paper I use.
Probably
It's
not.
giving me paper.
They're probably not blue paper. For real.
Where the hell do I keep
I-
getting these books from?
I can't magically create blue paper, can I?
I gotta be honest, I feel like I'm getting these books by stealing them.
I'd believe it.
No, no, you're not meant to do crime anymore. No, we've been over this. Only I do crime of the mental variety.
Is anyone in this party not a criminal at this point?
Oh, I'm massively a criminal, dude. Are you kidding me?
Crime I've committed.
I've committed war crimes.
Chill.
Zaz, the difference is you haven't been caught yet. I think.
Well,
I think animating the dead isn't, the best in the world.
last I
when you kill
checked, that wasn't against the rules.
them. Well, it's when you kill them yourself.
I mean, he's done that too.
Who's gonna complain? The guards were dead.
Exactly.
The guards are right here, silly. This fungus, mutated person walks in. Stop.
Alright, I'm gonna go appease the owl quickly.
Fair enough.
Oh god. At least a good number of mental crimes. Easily. No
Always.
question.
Thought crimes.
I've definitely had committed mental crimes.
I've committed so many
Definitely.
thought crimes. I stole people's thoughts. That counts. Look, is it really a crime if I didn't steal their thoughts but their hearts?
From
don't
the
steal
body, yes.
Depends on
I
how
don't
you
steal
steal their
hearts, I
hearts.
steal
Like you commanding them after stealing
Yeah.
the hearts, because that's a crime. It's a big
No,
crime.
no,
Big
they
crime.
did
Yeah.
it.
it for me. They wanted to do it for me, guys. It's not me, I swear.
Did you ask them to do it for you?
Yeah, politely, and in a very,
That's illegal.
politely, you don't have to, but you should.
Very illegal.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of on the tier of some of the most illegal shit.
What do you mean? That's normal, right?
No.
What?
Not at
Hey,
all.
guy. I know you have free will and all, but how about you do the thing I tell you to do?
How about you give me that
I don't
free
think
will
I
for
will.
just 5 minutes?
How about
5
now?
minutes.
Yeah, alright.
Maybe.
Look, I just need your 5 minutes of free will, please. Thank you. Love heart.
That's totally a thing people contract away. Yeah, for this part of the day between here and here, I have to submit to all all suggestion spells between this period and this period. I get money for it.
I am 100% stealing that idea.
I mean, we already said a thing where it's necromancy is totally not illegal in Gizlane.
No.
It's just the right use of it is fine. In fact, people probably can 100% contract where it's yeah, after I die, this wizard owns my body to use it for necromantic purposes.
It's like selling your body for cash now.
Yeah, pretty much. I had an idea in a game I was going to run ages ago. Never got around to it. But where players could make a deal with a bank of devils where you could preemptively sell your soul for gold, where they would pay you 1,000 gold times your current level. But while the contract was currently up, you could not be revived if you died.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to buy your contract back for your current level times 1.25.
There is
If
a
oh, you first.
there is a game called the D game that's currently running. Forget what it's called. It's a spacefaring one. It's really fun. One of the characters, the Cryptstar Saga. One of the characters is called Eric Cryptstar. And the joke is he sold his soul into so many bits to afford his like vessel, his spaceship. And someone's like, "You shouldn't sell your soul once for this. How many times have you done it?" And it's like an unknown but large amount.
It keeps going up actually every time it's talking about.
So he sold a percentage of his soul to people.
Yeah, I actually sold 10% to this guy, 2% to that guy, 4% to that guy. This guy won 7.5%.
Yes,
Yes.
it is true that I've sold my soul to both of you, so you're gonna have to go halvesies on this.
Well, that's why you sell on percentages, so you still get part of the power. But it's also an
Which is
investment, because if you get stronger in power, you can then, get more return on your investment.
What's this MLM shit?
Yes.
If you sell your soul, then you sell two of your friends' souls, and then they each sell two of their friends' souls.
I heard MLM and I'm just like, man loves man.
See, this is the second time in a
Multi-level
week
marketing.
someone said LM, and I
Oh.
thought the exact same thing.
Oh damn
Okay.
it!
I just need to be clear.
Okay.
I know far too many people that are into boys' love.
What else?
And it could be one of you!
To be honest, like, I heard that, I need to be clear, I thought there was a question coming up, so he just stated the fact that, people are into BL. I was like, where's the question?
I need to be queer.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Wait, that was a question?
That's what I thought. I thought that was
No,
a
it's just
question.
David.
I agree.
Look, sometimes I just...
Yeah?
I know more people are into GL than BL.
I don't know what
That's
any
fair.
of that means.
Same. Feel old.
That's what
Is it an
acronyms
old
do.
thing?
They make people old. Yeah, alright. So, group is going to head off to Gearhouse.
Oh shit, we're all back.
Yeah.
There was big talk with Arky and Christine, and then they discussed where they want to go next, but not really decide on it. And then they're gonna go to the Gearhouse / shopping. Is what's happening, Tara. So, did you want to go to the Gearhouse? At the shops, yes. It depends on what you want. There's no magical item shop. You have to, go to the Gearhouse, see if they have anything left over, and or commission something there. But if it's normal, getting things, you can just let me know. Tell me how much you're going to spend and all that. I know for a fact that Hugin wanted to go to a jeweler to go make a thing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
did have a question that I
Yes.
forgot about until now.
Go ahead.
Um,
It says.
This is going to be so stupid. So, I make poisons, right?
I
For
hope.
50 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Would I know, probably not, what that would sell for?
If you wanted to sell it, you probably have to sell it to other potion makers and stuff like that. I mean, you can sell it to people that are underwell. Usually, you sell things at half the price you make it for.
Half the price you buy it
half
for.
the price you buy it for.
And because of D&D's weird crafting rules, you can craft things for half the price you can buy things for. So essentially, you're making 100 gold vial of poison, 50 gold, and then the selling value of it would be 50 gold.
Yeah.
So you can, you can.
What?
If you meet the right people, you can sell it for 50 gold. If you can try and use charismatic things to being either the seller or buyer in a situation to change the price potentially.
I was
But,
just
yeah.
mostly curious whether or not it would be worth it or not. It seems the answer is no.
So you just gotta make that 10% markup. Plus tax.
But yeah.
I suppose it also depends on how many you're able to make in one sitting.
It also depends on the kind of poison, because like
Hmm.
I don't go into very much. Poisons in D&D are very, very fucking stupid in the relation
not
of
great.
the rules for making poison are super abstract and really fucking like not consistent. In 5th edition, so it's like it's hard to really know what you can make that's effective and not game breaking, and then how much to price that at.
So yeah, if you want a magical thing, Terry, you need to go to the Gearhouse and commission that. Probably like the enchanter will be able to help you more. But before we do Gearhouse shenanigans, we'll deal with Hugin's jewelry thing that he wants to make. As you go to the trade district, you find a jewelsmith. I'll let you decide if you want to explain your design now or later.
I'll explain it later.
Okay.
Okay.
So the questions, because you've given us a hint, so mainly the questions
Yeah.
you get asked are, this will probably vary, because it's going to be more than a normal 5 gold holy symbol, because you're trying to put gems in there. So it's really, the questions are like, how fancy and ornate, like, do you want like a lot of gems? Do you want only a couple gems but they're worth a bit? And like, what type of metal do you want it to be?
Metal, I'd say gold,
Okay.
if possible, or a gold alloy. Something that's, it's wholly simple. It's meant to last a bit. As for gems, not necessarily gems, but more like powdered, like a powdered peridot to go in the spot where the
Yeah, you'd still have to
Things.
buy the gem for it to be crushed.
yeah I
So-
will yeah. So
Okay. So I thought it was like several like gem fractures, but like if you want powdered gem, you could probably get
yeah,
away
think
with
of
like
it. If I could,
a couple gems.
I think I actually might describe it because it's like
Okay.
it's like the faces, but inside is like an hourglass
Hmm.
where it's glass and there's the powder in there. I wanted to sort of work like an hourglass.
That's cool.
Okay.
It never knows how to tell time. It's always 3 seconds off.
So you probably can get away with like maybe 1 or 2 10 gold peridots for that. Given the intricacy and the design work in there, it'd probably take a couple of days for it to be made.
Yeah,
That's
fine.
At a minimum. Given use, like, do you want gold or do you want a gold alloy? Because it's going to be expensive over one over the other.
Like pure gold will probably cost more, wouldn't it?
Definitely. Well, it's basically like if you want it made of gold, it's going to be a gold alloy no matter what, or also be soft. That'd be the
Yeah.
expensive option. Or you can have it be like iron or silver with gold
Yeah, plating.
filigree or gold leaf, which would be a lot cheaper because a lot less gold.
Yeah, probably the cheaper option.
Okay.
The cheaper,
Yes,
more
got it.
durable option rather than the more expensive.
Yes. Then you probably, I'd say, must say to see if you can give them the price.
Yeah. Let me just see what Darian's writing. Yeah, I was thinking the upper end of that. Yeah,
Yeah, easy.
given the complexity and like the material being used and how long it's going to take, they'll probably commission that for 50 gold, and they say give them 3 days and they'll see. If it needs to take more, they'll let you know.
Yeah. I'll give them 60
Mhm.
for the additional trouble.
Okay.
Okay. Not 600. 60. There you go.
Now my 600, fuck you. You don't got no money left now.
No, my money.
You
Yeah.
bro, cry about it.
As you make your way there, then as everyone's waiting for a little bit, about maybe 10 minutes while he's describing what he needs, the group of, I assume, Arkva, Hugin, Inazaz, and Terra, and Selena are all going. I skipped over Selena, thinking it was Christine. I know I had to skip one
Everyone
of them.
but Christine.
Everyone but Christine.
I could like have tagged along, like after, because I left
Okay.
like probably around similar time that Arkfall was about to go.
So,
and stuff anyway, so
so do
I
you
could
wanna
tag
go?
along.
okay.
Yes, I probably went into the game.
You weren't invited.
Place.
Yes,
Okay, well,
Christine,
no, I'm
would
gonna
you
go
like
around.
to come along?
No, I've been told that Mushroom hates me apparently.
The mushroom's not even here to ask.
Yeah, but he doesn't like me, so I
He
feel
doesn't like
threatened.
anyone.
You know what? This potion that I had, this potion of healing,
Mhm.
was for me, but I was maybe gonna give it to you potentially.
As you
That's definitely for me.
I'm a druid. I may have picked
Sorry.
up a healing spell because I've seen how often this party goes down.
As you enter the gear house, it is once again this very gear-shaped building with a set of streets that are flanking the landburner station on the opposite side of the road. As you enter, there is once again a desk at the front, and you can see that each spoke of the cog is a different group of people. As you make your way up to the front desk, they ask what you were looking for, and just to bring it down, you all can let me know what you want. We have there is a section for constructs and golemancy, a structure for file tech and explosives, a potion master / brew lord, rune crafting and enchantment, scroll craft and wand making, and armor and defensive crafting. They are all the different places.
That's if we want something commissioned, right?
You'd have to go to those things to see if there's stuff to be sold as well, yeah.
Oh, we have to go to the different spots. Okay.
Yeah. Like, there's no general, like, gear house, here's all the stuff that didn't get sold thing. It's all under these artificers.
Winter sale.
Okay.
There's also the high
End
artificer.
of financial year.
There's also the high artificer, but he's not in and doesn't take
No, I
commissions from
don't
people.
I don't think we need to see him.
I'm
He's
sorry to
alright,
ask
fine.
again, but could you write down those categories in chat?
Yeah.
Because I
You know what?
unfortunately did not retain that information, even though I would have liked to.
Well,
Yeah, we don't need to see him. He's kind of. It's
I
fine.
gotta know if two people are here. Is either Bralov here,
Oh god.
or very specifically that guy that I might have traumatized to some degree?
He's the other one, isn't he?
The latter, for sure. Bralov, let me...
He's the one just outside Gizlane, isn't he?
Bralov was the one who came here
The
back
elephant.
afterwards to work under the construct people, and then he was the one that
Yeah.
got us in contact with Tsunami.
Ralov works under Shova.
Sure, yeah,
Hmm.
the head of constructs. And Bralov is here. He's
God.
working in the construct area.
Feels like it's been literal years.
Really does.
Probably has.
But
Good.
yeah, Terra has
someone
not been here
trusts.
before, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go visit Bralov because he can answer my questions.
Yeah,
He
as
probably won't
you,
freak out.
as you go ahead and enter, you see he is working on some sort of like internal engine device sort of thing. Nothing like something that'll be needed for like golemancy more than anything else. He seems to be like working on a construct heart, we'll say. As you head on over,
I wish to sneak over and boo.
roll stealth. Yeah. He seems to be deep concentration. He's got one of those goggles that like has 15 magnifying glasses, and he's doing very precise work.
Oh hell yeah.
I bet you the word to activate
Boo.
that is enhanced.
Is
That's
he
zoom.
fucking his ears like flap back as if spooked as he turns. Why have you done this?
Walks away.
Oh, okay.
Turns and leaves.
He looks at you.
No.
bewildered. Yeah.
We are here. Questions. few people want some things that they want to know if they can get done, but maybe other departments.
Okay. What's up?
I just wanted to ask you something in private, very quickly. May I whisper in your ear?
Sure.
And I will whisper to the GM.
Okay.
Whisper. No, it's
Absolutely just whispers the word at your ear.
flash message.
No, he speaks in the your ear language, so he's whispering in your ear.
You would happen
Oh,
to see
slash
like a Gazadian student walk around here, you know, maybe looking to build a construct? No, not all. Okay, good. Yeah.
Oh,
Ah.
D100.
Wait, what?
What about it?
I was joking. Did you want me to?
Not really, but like,
Yeah,
I mean, if she was anywhere in the city, one of
she
the
wouldn't be here.
why wouldn't she be?
Should I mean, should be here. I don't think she'd be messing with constructs for a bit.
Why do you think that, Kay?
Actually,
Oh, and the other item. Who would be the best one to ask about an item that could do sending?
Like the sending stones.
Hmm.
Well, given your first thing, as well. I mean, the first thing, I mean, depends on really what you want, but you can go to both of those things at the runecrafting enchantment.
Mhm. It's good to see you. How you been?
Fine, working on this.
Hasn't been any incidents.
Nothing interesting, at least. But,
Mhm. So what's this do?
this is a golem's, guess you can call it heart, but it's also sort of its brain. So what makes it work?
We met some golem-like things, though they were powered by souls.
Warforged, yeah, they sort of operate differently, but the same. I mean, technically they operate the same, it's just that the medium that's used is different.
Is that the same as the elementals, the big rock figures?
In the
That's
pure,
a whole different cat of fish.
yeah, I mean, in the principle, but, again, that's all different.
Well, I'm sorry I don't have a late birthday gift for you.
It's fine, you've already helped me enough with my gifts.
Speaking of, I'm gonna go see someone else.
Okay.
I won't blow up the place this time.
Please don't. You've given him trauma.
okay.
Oh, group, for the users that haven't met, this is Bralov.
Oh, I didn't realize we were with.
If it's up to you if you want to be with him.
Genuinely, if no one's with me, I'm just saying it to no one.
You
Nearby.
turn you feel behind you. There's no one there. You cry.
If there's
Single
no
kill.
if there's no one there, Brolov just looks over and is like, "You alright?"
He hasn't been the same since the accident, I'm afraid.
A lot's happened.
That's a lot. There's like none of you. They all dead?
No?
I think.
The brief moment where I knew you were considering saying yes.
I'm gonna go find this guy.
You leave a sort of wired Braille looking up and trying to see if there are the people he recognizes are here or not.
Yeah, he probably maybe half recognizes a few people, but barely.
Yeah, what's everyone
I was
else?
here last time, so he would know me.
What's everyone
Although
else
everyone looks so
doing?
different.
Do I get some weird looks in this place?
Oh, definitely. People were like, well, your lizard folk is normal, but a dude with a giant mushroom on his head is a bit like, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Like, there are some people that go over to you and look, like, mainly from, like, the potion thing, when they're like, oh, okay. When they go over and see that it's not, like, a hat, but it's, like, part of your being, they, like, question everything.
How does evolution work?
They're just like, are you the mushroom or the lizard? Is this some sort of parasite?
Yes.
Would you like to know
Wouldn't
where
that
the
be
boy?
a sick character idea?
That would be.
That's not your character?
Parasect, the guy.
Because it could be.
Um,
No.
Selena basically like goes with whoever wants to like go and see stuff because she's not really got the funds to really like get anything done.
I'd go.
She'll just go with like other people and just I don't know. Like, is anyone else wanting to look in any specific section, or is it just
Yes, I wish to go see the potion and brewmaster.
I
I
would
will
go
go.
wherever I would get a fancy weapon.
Yep, that's probably the enchantment and rune crafting area. Or
probably go
file.
with Terra.
Or the file tech one, depending on what kind of fancy weapon you're after.
Fair.
But yeah, she keeps it fairly neutral. Like, she's not really like, she's just looking at stuff and just, she's not really interested in buying anything. She's just with the group, window shopping.
Okay. Zaz, as you go to the potion area, you see a large pufferfish triton sort of in the back with a bunch of subordinates working on different alchemical stations.
Question.
Hmm.
Is he like a sphere with like little legs and little arms, or is he like regular humanoid that just has like toned down
Pufferfish.
pufferfish sort of face?
I haven't been
Oh, no, he,
thinking.
like-
I've been.
So he's like a regular looking humanoid size, except excessive amounts of like flab and like skin coming off him. Like the man is mostly loose skin.
So he's gels.
I like that, but I also was thinking Tom Catch, but spikier.
Oh no, this is his deflated.
Yeah.
When he's in place, yeah, 100%.
Like it's like All Might, but like there's skin flaps.
Jesus.
Yeah, the man's just like going over different things. He's got a whole alchemical station set up around him. You can see that like they've got multiple different kinds of herbs and plants in like what looks like semi-grow boxes or sorts, or like storage areas. There's heaps of stuff for making most kinds of potions.
He sort of just stands there. Maybe this one, and he'll knock on the table a couple times.
Yeah. That's... Go on.
I was like one of the assistants who's nearby. Like you knock on the table, someone turns from like something they're decanting. He's like, yes, and like looks at you, looks up at the mushroom, looks down at your face, like pointedly not looking up again.
I'm hoping to talk to somebody about potions. Am I in the right spot?
You're like, I'm hoping to talk to someone about potions, and it's like you could almost hear a book close as at least 4 or 5 people like turn in their chairs to look at you. It's like immediately it's like, oh, you want to talk potions? We talk potions, motherfucker.
What are these not potions?
And they're like, you're in the right place. You need to talk potions. Like, I mean, what kind of talk you talking?
I need someone who's a nerd.
Looks down at the like science, like the little alchemy station. Looks around, looks like, I think we can help with that.
Cool. So I've just started attempting to work my way through this craft, I suppose is the best way to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
I typically specialize in potions that don't help people. Well, they help people, but not when ingested.
Extra medicinal potions, yes.
Yes, let's go with that. I'm wondering if is there something I could perhaps trade for, and he'll pull out his 2 little vials of what he is referred to as Banshee's Thorn.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I currently make, and I'm trying to learn how to make healing potions. I'm wondering if you guys might have something to trade that might help me with that. I also have managed to acquire this book. It is treating me like a child, and it is really hard to get through because it's treating me like a child.
What does the Banshee's Thorn do? I was like, oh, what do they do? Like
Specifically.
Murder.
Do you want the stats? Like specifically what they do?
yeah, you can say like you can just say what effects they give, and then as we will summarize, you say it like in game terms, blah blah
So once applied to a weapon or a piece of ammunition, the poison retains potency for a minute, or until you hit with the weapon or ammunition. When the creature takes damage from the coated weapon or ammunition, that creature must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw, or take 2d8 and become poisoned until the end of the poisoner's next turn.
Fast.
It also, when it's specifically created by me, ignores poison resistance.
Hmm.
So it seems to be some sort of fast-acting, deliberate stopping poison. That's pretty good. In combat, it could aid
extra.
someone.
You got like some with the extra medicinal potion.
Yep.
So, yeah, dude. Yes. That is rather exemplary. Honestly, good work. It's effective. Like looks at it like, and you made this on the road. You didn't have like. He's like looks at this like, you didn't make that in like a lab, or where'd you get the substances from?
He pulls out his little poisonous kit, which I assume is super rudimentary. It's like basic needs and no, what's the word I'm looking for? No luxury items to help.
Yeah, it's like the bare minimums you would need that are good to travel on the road.
Yeah.
Very little glass, I would say.
And as for the stuff I use, that is more difficult to come by. So far I've just been using generic things I'm able to find in any sort of apothecary.
Interesting.
I have not come across anything on the road that seems to be more interesting, to say the least.
Well, in terms of supplies, we do not sell the actual materials themselves here. Sorry to burst your bubble. We sell the finished goods and whatnot, or we make specific potions, but, and like takes out a little scrap paper and scribbles down a little address on it. And it's like, there's a shop in town that we source quite a few of our ingredients from, at least the more mundane ones. It is just very simple. It's just called concoctions and components. Nothing fancy. Is an old, a young rock-domed lady. She manages it. You can get almost anything you will find in the Amarisian Empire. You can get from there. Pretty simple. But actually learning how to make the potions. If you're looking for a job, it's a bit difficult to get in. It looks around, like leans over to Wispy. Was like, they only hire. You start off at a temp basis. It's not a paid position, and honestly, it's a lot of work for like very little. You really gotta dig in deep to get above a temp position here. No, just warning you.
Well, I don't want to work here. I want that to be very clear. I'm just after like trading goods for knowledge.
Oh, well, if you're interested in learning the craft, Chorus, the brew lord himself, does manage a class in the evenings every day. It's a couple gold entry, and he teaches the basics of alchemy and potion craft to those looking to get in. It's just like an alternative income source we have for our group, since, well, people always need more potions.
The place that he mentioned also has proper supplies. A proper alchemist tool set would be helpful. Some of the things that you can that you can't do with your sort of turns to his friend extra
medicinal.
Extra medicinal potions. An alchemical station can require a bit more work. So having the proper tools will help. He sort of like looks over the book you presented. It's just like, oh, this is for children. Is it annoying because it's for children? Is it like, is it?
Well, the problem I have with the book is that it's trying to tell me what to do. And what it's trying to tell me what to do, I already know how to do. But it doesn't get to the point. If I've got to read one more page of how it praises me for making something, I'm going to throw it into the goddamn ocean.
He gives it a nod. He goes up to like there's a sort of small bookshelf area that like above a station. He gets another piece of paper and he writes down some names. It's like, this is probably the same thing, but less condescension. Made for people who know the craft a little bit. Maybe find them at a bookstore.
Alright, he will remember the name of said book and lodge that. Well, thanks.
What's your int mod?
Not great. It's standard, I suppose.
It's did a flat 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, the guy gives you more information about the classes. Essentially, if you paid for access to the classes, you would get essentially like accelerated training for learning like herbalism tools or like alchemy like tools, if you will, after that. But with your int modifier, it would still take around 10 weeks to like fully learn how to use it. And it would cost about 25 gold per week.
For proficiency.
But with your own, for studying yourself, according to the DMG, takes around 250 days. So studying with a teacher knocks that down by a decent amount, from 250 to 70. So it's like, yeah, if you did want to spend time, if you had downtime and you wanted to do that, it would knock down your like training time by a good chunk.
Well, that's good to know for the future.
Yeah.
Bye guys, I'll be back in 70 days.
It doesn't have to be like in a
Wait.
straight line. You can do bits and pieces.
Wait, it's all good.
But like, if you leave after that, they're not gonna like. They offer to like trade your poison for like any small potions because they're not gonna charge you for the information that they gave you. They seem generally want to help.
Yeah, be down for some trade.
Yes, that's the answer, Akbar.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like if you want healing potions, you can probably get you can get one for there.
One? Okay.
Because I think like that's supposed to emulate. It's not exactly normal poison, but I'm not sure how much like it's.
Well, normal poison
worth.
is a DC of 10 and does 1d6 and doesn't poison them, so that's up to your own discretion.
Would that be equivalent to a greater than Darren?
Honestly, absolutely, we'll have to look into it. We can do it between sessions.
Don't have
exactly
to worry
what you
about it
get
now.
for
Could
it.
always retcon what we choose to swap for.
Exactly. We can sort that out at sometime between, the end of this session and in several weeks when we have the next session, like a month and a bit away.
Yeah.
Next year. Yeah, next year's problem.
But yeah, they tried as many potions as you want to trade, and
I've got 2. I'll trade 2 and I'll pick up more resources to make more.
Cool.
So I will knock.
Potion traders.
Yeah, with that store in town, if you want to go there, you can buy supplies to make more stuff, and also if you wanted to, you can get a herbalism kit and an alchemy kit, and poisonous tools. But you already have those. Yeah.
I think you need more poisonous tools, to be honest.
Considering he made it in like a can instead of like formulate
And I
glass
made 3
equipment,
doses.
like it seems to do well.
Good can.
Yeah. Meanwhile, for Terra, do you know what type of whip you want? Do you want like a metal whip with files, or do you want a normal
Well-
whip enchanted?
Tara's probably gonna go to the enchantment place and request a long noodle string that's spiky and lights on fire.
What's that?
Only fire, or like you into other things as well?
No, just fire. I just like fire.
The prep at the gnome is just like, we just have one more question. This is just because you might be in the wrong place. Is it supposed to go boom? Because that's next door.
Going boom does sound like a good thing.
Sort of just like sit there, just like, how would that even work? Just like, can a whip go boom?
Well, okay. Two options for you here. If you go with us, we can probably make you some kind of whip that when you hit someone with it, it'll burn them, as well as like cutting them. Pretty basic. Well, not pretty basic. Pretty, depending on the level of enchantment, pretty expensive. That's what fire enchantments are like. if you were to go over next door to Muldoon's area, you'd be looking at file equipment, so you'd have to put in files to make them do things. Theoretically, it could do things like you whip someone, it shocks them, you whip someone, it lights them on fire, or you whip someone and it blows them like 15 feet away from you with a concussive blast of air. I don't know. Files are funky.
I'm gonna go to the file place. Bye.
Okay, bye.
So, very small hand wave turns into like head down. It's like no one wants enchantment.
Oh,
I like enchantment.
fancy file tech taking over the place.
Well, you say that, but
Yeah.
come back to that.
Let me fucking. Where do we write the new file text stuff? 'Cause-
I
I
say
wrote
I
down
like
the
enchantments, but
Okay.
I totally want to mess with Fartech as well.
Do I have it written down on this computer? That's the question. It might be on my laptop. Shit.
But you can go over to the file tech and Muldoon, who is a big hippopotamus man, sits you down and explains like, yeah, well, it's gonna have to be mostly made out of metal, cause I don't think leather can handle files that well.
Fair.
Desperately turning on my laptop.
He basically explains like Zabimaru from Bleach. It's like that's how it's
I don't
gonna
know
operate.
who that is. I've never watched Bleach.
It's just it's like an accordion sword,
Okay.
and it like clinks back together. It's like that's how it
What
works.
a
Oh, like
snake
Violet from
sword,
Fire
isn't it?
Emblem.
Yeah.
No, it's like Ivy from the fighting game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Give
Funny,
me the
yeah.
Fire Emblem one again. I'll know the Fire Emblem one.
yeah, Violet, Three Houses. The main
Yep.
character.
No, that's actually sick.
That's actually pretty sick.
But
Yo, it's gonna have reach.
the price is going to be a bit different. It depends on what exactly you want. Basically, this will be enchanted because otherwise the metal will break and corrupt and all that thing.
That's fair. I'm currently holding the largest amount of money I have ever owned. I don't know what it will get.
How much is it?
She puts like the bag of gold. I think, how much do I have? I think it's like 300 and something.
Let me have a look
I
at
have
the-
349 gold.
That's
Here
what
is
they're
my life
it's
worth.
gonna cost
We could get you a
349
wooden
gold.
toy.
Wait, 1 second. I might have actually made a template because I'm a smart boy.
I think we did. 'Cause I have it all written here where there's like basically files got reworked because they were weak. and
Yeah,
then they're buffed.
200 plus weapon cost.
I did
for
want to
base
mess
level.
with files again, but I
So-
want to mess with armor shit.
Yeah, a basic fire weapon will be 200 plus a whip. It'll probably not be a standard whip price because it'll be a little more detailed and more mechanical, but we'll think about that. But it comes in 3 different types of what we call triggers. So active means that it'll augment the weapon itself. Passive will be more of a passive ability. And esoteric are the weird things. You can only really get one type of trigger installed at a time. We can get 2. Well, listen, we can get 2 file chambers, or we can get 2 triggers. They cost a little bit more, and by a little bit I mean a lot, and it's weird. So, but we can fix it later. Unlike other magical weapons, file tech is very good at upgrading at a later date. We don't have to actually destroy the enchantment to reapply another one.
All of this is going completely over my head, so I'm just gonna keep nodding.
Okay. Basically, if you want to hit something with the whip and light them on fire, that's an active trigger. Pretty basic. If you want to hit someone with the whip and it blows up, that's an esoteric trigger. Different things. If you want both, that's more money than you've got.
How much would both be?
Fuck D&D costs.
Yeah, I'd also like to know for future reasons.
It'll be a
and for future.
rare item, I think. So up to 1,000, I think, is rare.
That's good. I've got 1,000.
Magic item table by rarity. Yeah, rare.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
rare is 500 to 5,000. So
So it'd be essentially you'd be looking around 1,000 gold just for the 2 triggers. Probably it'd be 1,000 gold for a 2 file same trigger. Probably more like 3,000 gold for 2 different triggers. That's a whole extra
And
thing.
if it was just like the single file 2 trigger,
That's what it'd be. It'd be like that'd be like 3,000 gold for like. So you put one file in, but you have two different options for how to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Ah.
and if you want a second file, that's like 5,000 gold for two
Damn.
files, two triggers.
Hey, look, if we just add an extra 0 onto my goal, Tara's just gonna be like trying to do weird counting things on her hands. They are not making sense how she's doing. And then she just gets up and goes, 1 second, and she's gonna go run and find Christine.
Hmm?
Do we have, and she starts counting her fingers again,
Mhm.
3,000 gold? I only have 300. I need 3,000.
I don't think even I have that much. Got 1.5.
Across
no,
the party, we might.
no.
I don't think
Do
we
you know
honestly.
anybody who has 3,000 gold and would be willing to lend it to me?
I don't know if we've really even gathered that much in total. That's a lot. Probably not. She like, just turns her head around at Selena and like whoever else is around, just like,
Oh, I have 114.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
just what we had before, honestly.
Did you need anything?
Oh, I'm okay. I've got everything I need.
Okay.
New weapon and all. She sort of like points to the staff.
You know what? AJ,
It is
Mr.
AFK.
DM.
What's up?
Damn, Darian, Mr. DM.
Yes, that is me.
I haven't entirely walked off. I imagine I can. Well, yes, I did run off. I imagine I could still be somewhat in earshot before this point.
I mean, the Gearhouse is a pretty big building. You could run off and still be in the Gearhouse.
Fair point. Theoretically,
Mm-hmm.
if I overhear this, would there be someone I could sell +1 arrows to?
Probably.
I know it would be definitely a reduced cost on what their actual value is, but
Yeah, in Pripot's area, the room crafting enchantment area of the gnome, they do have sections for like essentially buying back enchanted gear to either resell themselves or to study and then, you know, disenchant this reenchant for training purposes. So like you could sell them things and they'd buy it.
yeah. Before I completely am out of earshot, I will look back. I will go see if there's something I can do to get that amount.
Okay.
Self?
They'd just
Maybe.
stand at +1 arrows.
Just stand at +1 arrows.
Was Hugin here? Or was he somewhere
I
else?
am here. I'm
Hi, mate.
still deciding where I want to go.
Is your gold visible on you?
I am holding it in my hand.
Would you like an amount, Darian, or
Yeah, how many arrows do you have? I was about
I
to
have
ask.
20 of them.
20?
I came to the
Okay.
realization I don't own a bow, so I'm like, do I need these?
They're all crossbows.
That's the thing. I
What-
have
what
crossbows, but I
cool.
can't exactly transition these over to crossbow bolts.
Jesus Christ.
I think that's what transmutation's for.
I mean, I have other items of value. I mean, there
They
is
literally
those
named an entire
those
school
cursed
of magic
wraps,
after me. How nice.
which I have gotten a mild appraisal for, and I very much would like to get rid of these damn wraps.
So,
We do have 20 strangely marked gold coins.
essentially, each arrow, as
Hmm.
they are considered uncommon items,
Mhm.
essentially you could sell the arrows for about 200 gold apiece.
Ow.
20
Yeah.
of those.
So it's about two. Yeah, you look about that's a good amount of money.
Where did you get them? I can't remember
How?
that.
Can I find someone here that'd be willing to buy them?
Yeah, like 200 gold apiece is well under what you would buy those kind of arrows for.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's you talk to them. There's someone there who would buy those arrows for 200 apiece. They know they can resell them. They're magic arrows.
When did you get those?
Wait, did you say?
Ages ago.
Did you say
I've
200
had those a while.
apiece?
I think they're uncommon items.
That's why I was
200?
asking.
I thought it was like. I thought
I might get the number
I thought they
wrong
were
here.
20 gold per arrow. Because
No,
one
no.
It's
arrow
like
is
200. It's
one
crazy.
one arrow is like a copper or some shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm a bit confused. Plus 1 arrow is 425 GP seems like a lot.
That's probably just the random. That's probably the game randomizing it.
Hmm.
25 GP. That's how much they put them down as.
It put it down as 425 because of just
Yeah, because
of
they're-
the bracket. He was like,
Because they're an uncommon item, yeah.
yeah,
That's why I'm like, if it
they're
just
like,
even a little bit.
like a base arrow is 5 copper. That's what
Yeah.
I'm like. I don't think 200 a pop makes sense.
Yeah, I was a
The
bit.
reason why plus 1 arrow is like insanely expensive because they give you a plus 1 to hit and damage on top of your bow's bonuses. So plus 1 ammo, like a magical ammo, costs a lot.
When did we get the arrows?
I don't even remember.
Great question.
I think they were part of the rune place.
We've had these for a while. I just genuinely don't remember the exact origin.
Oh, no, they're
Yeah.
not, they're not the moon touched arrows. I think they're.
No, I don't.
Um,
No, I've got one of them.
You got vintage arrow based.
Sure do.
You should shoot it at the moon, see what happens.
I mean, you
Boys
could be a
up.
vampire and
20
out.
arrows at
Son.
200 a pop is 4k.
We already can
Right.
do
Yeah.
that, silly. We have
Yeah,
dust
that
blue
would be
pendants,
the outcome there. Even if you were to put them down to 150, it's still a lot.
which I can now use again.
I'm just gonna quickly look up what someone else was thinking with the prices.
I'll let you figure that out before we continue that.
Yeah. You sell your arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do plan to sell them and see what I can get. Maybe help Tara out. Oh, I will say the Raps of Spell Snaring are also up for sale.
Oh yes.
I want these things gone.
I kind of
will.
want them though.
I'm going to make it very clear that these are possibly cursed.
Oh, absolutely. We know that. I know that.
What the raps?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think I'm the one
Yeah,
that
they're
has to
cursed.
identify.
As far as I identified them as cursed, they are
And then I
cursed.
did upwards. It's great.
Yeah, sorry to add more onto the GM's plate for figuring out prices.
No, it's so good. This is the big problem with this game.
I give them the raps. And I'm like, I want this without the curse.
The rules for selling stuff like this are in 2 different books now because there's some rules in the DMG and there's other rules in Xanathar's,
Yeah.
and it's not completely consistent.
In the
Maybe
meantime, what's
they
anyone
made
else
it more
doing?
consistent.
Yeah, what
okay, time.
Just to let you know as well, ma'am, if you do get a twin file or a twin trigger, that is a +2 magic weapon as well.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's why it's so expensive because it has to be it's a +2 enchantment on top of
It needs
the
that
item.
extra enchantment to work.
Yeah,
I've
but also
been put
weapon
in many
explodes when you try to
situations
use it.
where I could have really used a melee weapon, but my melee weapon is a spear that I have like no bonuses with. I have flat strength.
Yeah.
So how much was it without the like double? So you're trying to get it with the esoteric and the active
Active.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
One twin file is still 2k, right? No, the twin trigger is still.
Yeah, two files, 1 trigger is 1,000. 2 triggers, 1 file is 3,000. 2 triggers, 2 files is 5,000.
I think like Selena being interested in this as well would probably approach and be like, is it something that can be added onto it later on? Say,
Yeah, they said that
maybe-
before. You can absolutely do
oh,
that.
okay.
They appear to be modular.
Yeah.
So-
You can upgrade
I
them.
mean, maybe we don't have the money just yet for the twin trigger, but we could always look into getting the money for you and just getting the single trigger for now. That way you've got a good weapon, it's just you could be improved upon.
Yeah, but Tara never gets money.
I've literally.
I can.
The money you gave
Always-
me last time is the first time I've ever been given money.
Oh, right.
Tara's
share.
never been given money ever.
We share money. It's just the last time we got money was a while ago.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't been paid in a while, actually, now that I think about it.
No, not really.
Yeah,
We've
no.
been on the run.
A base
That's
plus
the thing with Echoes. You don't get paid a lot.
a base plus one trigger, 1 file will be 220 GP. Just because the whips are normally 2 gold, but this has to be like made out of metal and more finicky.
I'll tell you what, Tara. Next time we do any work and we get some money, I promise you that I will put as much as I can of my money that I get towards this as well.
I really appreciate that, but what if the cat gets the money? Can I still do it?
If the cat gets the money,
Hey, do you think you could talk Hugo out of his money?
I'm
I
sure
really
if
like
you
looking
I'm
ask
at him.
right here,
I
you
really want to
know.
talk to him.
really nicely, I'm sure he would help you. But I really do think that even as an entire party, we probably don't have that much.
The cat might. And I won't hate him anymore if he does.
I mean, that's great. But
So wait,
do you think we could?
let me get this straight. If I give you money, you're not going to hate me.
I won't hate you as much. See, I really hate you while I only kind of hate the cat.
Sounds like a
Why do
Hate's
you
a very
really
strong word,
hate
don't you
me?
think?
Because I don't like you. You're a bad person in my books. You said mean things.
Who hasn't?
You're also really stupid.
Okay.
Like, I'm
Let's-
stupid, but
let's
like,
just-
you're like another level of stupid.
Let's just diffuse a little bit here, guys.
Tara has like a smile on her face, like this is just stuff that should be said normally.
Well, now I'm less inclined to give you money.
He's got a point,
She just sticks
but
her
at the
tongue
same
out at him.
time, let's. It is entirely up to you, Tara. I can give you some money. I do need to keep a little bit of my own. I don't have very much
I
to
can
give.
afford this thing if I can only get it normally, but if the cat has the money to get the big one where it also goes boom and puts people on fire, that would be great. I like things going boom and I like putting things on fire.
Well, I guess you could ask Ogfor and see if he can help you. At this point, she's like, nothing I say is going to change her mind. Just be like, you know what? Go ahead. See if he can help.
Hook's words echo in the air. There's a time and place to use this, but not now.
I'm going to go and see about the other ventures with money. Yes. As I will go off to
Tara flips him off as he leaves.
he nods in acknowledgement. I'm gonna go
Behind
off
his back
to
and he's like facing away.
the alert
Oh.
fee allows me to step when I'm being flipped off.
I'm going to go with Hugin, but
Yeah.
as she goes to leave, she'll hand Tara 50 gold. So I'll remove 50 gold from my sheet, and you can add it on.
Okey-dokey.
She's just like, I don't know if this will help, but I guess even if you can't buy it now, it's a savings towards getting it later.
She immediately hugs you and then just goes back to patiently waiting for the cat, aka bouncing on the spot.
Good luck.
Alright.
And goes to find
Mm-hmm.
Hugin.
They will sell. They will buy the arrows at what was it? 200 per.
So we're using the D&D 2022 rules where arrows and ammunition are sold in packs of 5, which is much better than 5 these days. So essentially it'd be 200 gold for 5 arrows as a base, so you can get 800 gold by selling them all. If you would like to risk it though, the rules do have an option for attempting to barter. Essentially, if you would like to risk it, you could make a persuasion check. If you do good, you could get 50% more money. If you do bad, you could lose 50% of the value.
Oh, is that original value or like
Of the
will
base
he
value of the item.
So okay, yeah, cool.
So to
No,
be
I think 800 is reasonable. I do ask them about, another item I have sort of held away at the moment.
The wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Much like Zazafraz.
Or is that another?
Much like Zazafraz when you talk to him, because they're cursed, the item price goes way down.
Yeah. Because they got to pay to uncurse it, and there's not a lot of clerics in this world, so it's not always easy to get someone hand to do that.
Makes a whole lot of sense.
Yep.
I have done curse, so could it that work?
Regardless, do you want to just remind me what Zazafraz said? Even if it selling it cursed could get some value, but I remember if it was uncursed, it was pretty high. I'm just trying to remember.
Rarity isn't that?
It's
Do you remember, AJ?
it's a rare, so
Okay. So you're looking basically for a rare item, going by the Xanathar rules. Uncursed, you'd be looking at around 4 grand.
I think keep it and uncurse it ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, just casting the remove curse spell does not always remove the curse.
I can work on it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you were to sell it cursed, you'd be getting around 400 gold or 500 gold.
Nah, yeah, let me work on it.
Yeah. I'll say yes to the arrows. So I'll remove the
So it's
arrows.
800
at
gold then?
800. Yep.
Yep.
Not gonna risk bartering on this one.
If
No,
you
no.
want, I could give you an enhanced ability.
Nope. Don't spend currency. Add currency. Jesus.
Do you want to know the DCs in advance?
Damn.
I assume they're not great.
If you roll below a 10, you lose half the value of the item.
And
If you roll above a 20,
oh,
you
God.
gain 50% extra value.
I will. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Look, it's possibly going to be a few days that we might have to stick around. I will see if we can get the curse removed in the meantime, and if we can, I will be willing to barter a price with you for this item. From what I've been told, it's actually pretty good if it wasn't for the curse.
But if you don't end up keeping it.
I want it. I'll have them.
It has bad memories.
Gives a nod.
And I leave them to the almost. So before I go back to the group completely, I do want to make one more stop.
Okay.
This one I will head to. You know what? No, I can skip that. That's fine. I'll head back to the group. Well, good news and bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news is I couldn't sell one item. But the good news is I've at least got an 800 GP.
Something.
It's not a lot, but maybe that'll help you, Tara. Maybe you can get at least a slightly better weapon.
Money's hard. I would still need like 1,700 gold.
That's all right. I will still go ahead and spend this so you can add it to yourself, as I'll hand you the bag. Or whatever it's in.
Tara's getting so much money today.
Look, I
Call it
would
recompense.
would offer more, but right now we gotta figure some things out. It's a start. We may have another item of a very high value if we can get the curse removed.
Well, I
Oh,
could
that.
just set it up to start being made with the one thing, because that's much cheaper, and then apparently they can add the other stuff later.
If you wish to do that and discuss it with them, it's your choice.
I'll ask them how much it would cost to add the extra thing later.
That cursed thing, the wraps.
You're not wearing them if that's what you're going to ask, Christine.
No, but I'm wondering if there's something that I could potentially do to. Well, I managed to mess with code before. I could give it a try over time. I know that there's many ways to learn how to remove a curse, and I'm sure there's something not only that I can pick up from what I remember learning, but also from what has been given to me by blood.
If... Can't believe I'm going to suggest this. If you're unable to remove it, would you know someone with higher magic that could?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Sarcastic shit.
I might know one person, maybe. You might know him. Arky. Remember how you created
Thanks.
rooms for you to stay in and the...
Ah, the one I called Pops.
Okay. And I will keep it to me if you keep doing that.
Sorry.
It's fine. I...
Look, I'm just trying to do something to help Tara out here.
It won't be an instant fix. And he's too busy to spend a bit of time on that. Plus that means leaving it here.
Yeah.
I could
We'll
see this
see
as a
what-
way for me to put stuff that I've learnt to a test of sorts. It could just be something I work on. I mean, from what I remember being told and finding out myself, it seems valuable, even if we could use it without its properties, of course. But it seems useful. Though I don't need this, and she like pulls out the other knave's eye patch she's just been having for a while. I have no need for this, and I don't know anyone that wants this.
Could go see what it's worth.
Just tosses it in your direction. It is no use to her.
All right. I'll give you the spells, the wraps later tonight to see what you can do.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna head back in
I'm going back.
to see what they say to the value of this item instead.
What's the
The
parity of the
knave's-
knave's eye patch?
It's rare, requires attunement, and it was the benefits in case it makes a difference. Advantage on wisdom perception that relies on sight. You have sunlight sensitivity, you're unaffected. You're
Yep.
immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts and determine whether you're lying.
I remember
Creatures
the
can
item.
communicate
We made
telepathically
it.
only if you allow it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wondrous.
It's a really good item, honestly.
It's good. The only benefit is the last one, and I don't want to wear an eye patch.
Given it's a rare
Maybe
item, I think, because otherwise it's still $4,000 would be the base for a rare item.
And you're okay with me selling this, just to be clear, Christine.
It's up to you. I don't want it.
This will be something between our characters for now.
She's flippant. She doesn't care.
Look, I'll take the offer. If that's what they're offering.
Yeah, like hey, you can always risk it for more.
No.
You get
6K.
No, let me
Absolutely
do it. Like cracks knuckles. Bitch, this
you-
thing's worth a lot. I had to die to the
Hey,
corner
look,
for this
if
shit.
you came in with me, would you like to try?
She would try to like bluff her way through.
No, Aqua's making the sale.
Damn. Good luck,
Like,
buddy.
Can I at least get help?
No.
No.
No, I think.
Did you want me to
it's-
sell mine?
No. You're not here.
You use yours.
I was going on because like the Gearhouse is one big circular structure, which means like for the most and like with the spokes coming off each area, it's at the separate workshops. So essentially, most of the group is hanging out in the central area where there's like waiting benches and like a little like seating area. There's a little reception and whatnot where they have like drinks and everything. Most of you are just chilling there. Like Hugin's walking around like, which area do I go to? And then Aqua's running in and out of different areas constantly.
Basically the same area back and forth, actually.
At the moment.
Yeah, where was? Sorry, you go.
Sorry, so if that is the baseline, I don't think I want to barter it. That is okay.
Yeah, unless AJ says otherwise, which he hasn't said anything.
No, yeah, fine.
I feel bad getting rid of it, but I've not
Yeah, it's
used
really
it, and I've
good.
offered it like 3 times.
It's done.
Like,
Like, yeah, the base of the price is really determined by like if something is rare but the ability is like very
Crap.
menial, it's on the lower end of that. But yeah, 4K
It's
sounds right
done,
for
you
that type
can-
of ability.
You can remove
Advantage
the
of
item.
perception, immunity to mind reading, and
Now, the
Yeah,
question I
those
have,
are
do they
pretty
pay
good.
us in plat or gold pieces?
they do platinum because it's easy.
They'll do the highest thing.
Thank you. That is 400.
I already had plans on wanting to get something to make it hard for anyone to do that stuff to me anyway, and I didn't need the patch.
Yeah, so what's Hugin doing?
Well, I'm tossing up between do I want better defense or do I want better offense at the moment. You know what? Fuck it. We'll go to better defense. Gotta go to armor and defensive crafting.
Yep.
Clap.
You
I'm
see
going
a
with-
man. What's his dude?
I believe I'm familiar with this man because this is the guy who I was talking with earlier.
Oh yeah, this is a Air Genasi.
Yeah.
Jakob. Otherwise known as the Myrmidon. Yeah, him there. He has like a bunch of people, obviously. All of them, like the main guy, very rarely directly talks to you. Like last time he did because things were going down. But like, there's a bunch of other assistants and workers in each area as well. Yeah, you approach the area where people are working on some metallic, doing some enchanting, messing with shit. And someone's like, "Yes, how can we help you?"
I was out traveling a month or so back, and I came across a particular item in the KC. I'm not sure if you have it here, but I was wondering if you could replicate it was like this shield that basically I could free up a hand to either hold my weapon with 2 hands or to cast a spell or something. It's something very similar to that, like an animated shield.
Animated shield.
Yes, either like that, or I'm not sure if I should go to Hero to Rune or to the runic place for that. But
Do you have like 50,000 gold pieces?
I don't have that money. I have a magical shield. It's base.
We have plus 1 shield.
I have a +1 shield.
Okay.
It's
Well,
fairly common.
a +1 shield, a standard magical enchantment shield, you'd be worth around, give or take, looks around a few things. I can give you about 200 gold for that.
How's it? I guess this is a fairly intricate, complicated thing.
It is. I was even thinking either if you had one lying around, I could get one of those, but maybe this would help. Maybe this is probably a better idea. Do you have a shield that expands?
A big shield.
Not like it's small, like a buckler, but there's like a trigger and it will expand in size.
Well, like things for a moment. We don't have something like that, but I believe something similar could potentially exist.
Because when I came here a couple months ago now, I believe, I was talking to the big guy over there, and his armor, basically it formed from like a little small cube thing that he tapped on his chest and it came out, and I thought, that was really cool. What if that was a shield?
Yeah, I was honestly thinking something similar. You could just get that, but you basically store magical equipment into it, your defensive equipment into it. When you activate it, boop, you equip it. But for the life of me, Darian cannot remember the fuck that is
Oh,
called.
that's the thing I made. That's an amulet.
cool.
That's a battle ready amulet.
Easy. There you go, AJ. You got this then. Take over.
It's a battle ready amulet. It's a thing you can that you wear. If you press onto it, your armor and a weapon and a shield will equip onto you immediately without having to be without all the time that it takes to don and doff.
And how much do they roughly go?
They sell for about 400 gold.
That's more than attainable, isn't it?
It does require a constant magical connection. If you're not connected to it and your items are stored in there, you'll need to connect the item again before you can access them.
So if I had something that was already attuned to me, and I put it in there, and then I equipped it, would I have to reattune it to the item, or is it already attuned?
If you store a magical item such as that, it should pop out with you. But yes, it only a set of armor, weapon, or shield. The only thing that can be brought in and out of that. Anything else will require some variations on the enchanting work.
Okay.
But if you do, let's say, if you had equipped a sword that required attunement and you left it in the thing and you lost attunement to the amulet, you need to reattune to both items.
Oh, okay. So it's a double-edged sword, it's a bag of holding sort of situation. I see. I'm good for one of those. That sounds very helpful, considering, and I gesture down to the plate. I don't want to have to spend like an hour every day getting into this, honestly.
Yes, if you have if you have a particular design you want, I can get that crafting. if you want it to be something pretty serious, there is. If you want it to be not all your equipment, you can try and convert your armor to the armor of donning and doffing. Let me see if that's how much that is for. Did I not? Did I make that a template or not?
Oh, it's such a silly fucking magic item.
Yeah, the armor of donning and doffing.
Yeah, I love it. It's just like, aha, I have tear away plate mail.
I mean, how many times has it been that like we've gotten into combat and like we've been resting?
I haven't had my armor. I haven't had my armor yet.
Oh,
Yep.
It's been enough that it's warranted.
You wouldn't have this problem if you were a true paladin.
No, I would.
Your armor would it would cost less if you gave us your armor. It'd probably cost maybe around 200, 250 gold to enchant it to be able to be done and doffed in an instant. But with the amulet, you'll be able to store, as I said before, a weapon and a shield with it. The upside for the armor is it's not require attunement, I believe. That sounds right to me. Don't have the actual item on the game, so I can't double check.
I don't think donning and doffing is attunable.
Yeah, so
I think
yeah,
it's just because I think it's either common or uncommon. It's very low tier magic.
yeah. So
I
yeah,
don't know if
it'll cost less. It doesn't require attunement, but it's only your armor. A battle ready amulet can do your entire set of armor, a weapon, and a shield. But requires attunement and will cost 400 gold.
You know what? I'd like to. I'm interested more in the amulet, but I'd probably. Do you have any? I was also thinking about as I said before, that shield idea where it just expands from like a regular size shield to a bigger power shield or something like that. Maybe
An
it
expanding
absorbs.
shield.
Maybe when it's expanded, it absorbs magical effects into it, which I can then later redirect. If that is some sort of thing, or perhaps charge a file with it.
He turns his head, looks at Muldoon's area, and looks back. Like,
That seems like his expertise.
There are
well, charging a file by absorbing an effect is something that is, at the moment, outside of the ability to do. Absorbing and releasing an effect, similar to something like an absorb elements spell, is theoretically possible. Not cheap, obviously. And a shield that goes from small to big, also theoretically possible. Probably a lot cheaper. Doing both those things, like the kind of the winds shrug, like, fuck, we'll figure it out if you want to do it.
that expansion and shield idea doesn't even really sound like it needs to be in any sort of magical in any way. It seems something that simple artificer and mechanisms could do. So enchanting that would also be another cost on top of that if we wanted to make it a variant, but that is what we do here. We don't have really many things for sale, but if you wanted to commission something like that, the more you try to commission something like spell absorption / redirection is quite expensive, and honestly is a chance of failure on the first attempt. And it will take a decent amount of time and money.
I'm interested to see how long this. I'll take the amulet for sure. And I give him the requisite gold for the amulet.
Mm-hmm. It's 400 gold.
Yeah.
And I can, or we can, your description. Do you want all of that at once, or do you want any particular one? We can charge a commission fee, not to actually build the thing, but to create blueprints and see if the idea is even feasible. In that regard, it still will take time for us to do that, both drawing, designing, and then running through mechanical tests. And at the end of it, we will be keeping the patent of its creation. That would be ours to own, considering it would be a new item in general. But that is something that we can talk about if you want us to think about it, and the next time you're in we can let you know if it was feasible in any regard and take further steps to create it afterwards.
Possibly maybe the redirection sort of thing, if anything, would be the more what I'm after. Like the expanding stuff you said you could do anyways, but
I
to
said
expand it
it's
later.
theoretical that it could be done without magic. It's still something that we'd have to create and see how that would work.
Wait, hang on. If I'm remembering correctly, didn't I take a panel from the goddamn thing?
No.
No, it was way too fucking heavy.
Okay. Yeah. I would have liked the mithril. Alright.
Yeah, even with the mithril mixed into the lead, it was still way too goddamn heavy to lift up this chain. You had to scale.
Yeah. That's fair enough. If anything could be of assistance to that endeavor of the redirection, recently found myself fighting an opponent that had a mithril exoskeleton or something that did that. I know that's kind of really hard to come by, but
That's more of a reflective.
Yeah.
Plus magical
It's for the-
resistance. Plus, that's not
I
something.
think that's what I think that's what I wanted to look into.
You
like-
want spell resistance?
Spell reflection.
To be honest, you probably have to go all the way to Cenarius. They have the metal foundry, and they can do that. I'm not entirely
I
sure.
was just there.
I'm not entirely sure if they make reflective gear. I know that they make magical resistant items.
That's fair. Well, I'll take the amulet. I might be back later to have a think on things. I'll have a check on some more offensive gear than what I've got on, if that's okay. Did you need my armor to enchant it to the thing, or?
I just need to make the amulet, and you'll be able to attune it in.
Got it. Lovely. I then smile, offer my hand to shake
No, they shake.
after placing the gold down, and move over to enchantment
Mm-hmm.
and
It's a
regret.
very important department.
It is very important department.
What are you looking for from enchantment? We'll try and wrap this up quick because we've been shopping for like
An hour.
2 hours, nearly an hour and a
Yeah.
half.
Okay. I'm looking for a better sword than a +1 longsword.
Well, what? Okay, again, they don't have things for sale. You need to tell them what you want. What do you
Alright,
want
how about
from a +1 sword?
How about this? Because there's a lot of discussion back and forth, and this is going to keep dragging on.
Yeah.
We can move on to things. Demi, you message me what you want, and I will let you know prices and whatnot, and we can discuss it in the side chat.
That is fair. Cool.
I shall also DM you something.
Yeah, if anyone's got, I think the only thing we need to know is what's Tara doing, but she's left. We can ask her later
Yeah.
what item she's getting. But we'll say if
Maybe anyone.
unless
As anyone who has things they want to try and commission here, just message me them. I'll take a note down and we will discuss prices and whatnot, sort them out off screen.
yeah.
Easy.
So if you've got anyone got anything else here, that will be quick.
Nothing at the gear house.
Just a price check on my oil of sharpness. If you can help contribute.
How much? Okay, so oil sharpness is a very rare item. Clear gelatinous oil sparks with tiny ultra thin silver shards. Coat is slashing, piercing weapon up to 5 pieces of ammunition. Applying the oil takes a minute. For an hour, the coated item is magical and has a +3 to attack and damage rolls.
Yep.
Very rare.
It's a cross ring.
What's the range? 20k to 50k.
So we look at half that, so we look at about 10k for a consumable.
10k.
Well, it's half that down to 10, half again to 5 for a consumable.
Damn.
Yeah, it's because selling things is half the value, and then consumables are half the value again.
Yeah, and it's not a very while +3 is pretty good. It's not the craziness a very rare item can give, so it'll be on the lower end of that spectrum. So yeah, they can sell that. Yeah, you can sell that for 5.
I mean, it's still 5k, which is nuts.
You can sell it for 5k. You can try and get 750, but you need to roll like a 20 plus to.
Yeah, nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm more charismatic than what I thought it was. I'll just take the regular 5k.
Oh, good.
And I will give the rest Terra needs to do a thing, which is what, 1.7?
If she's going 2 and 2, I think it was like 3k for that total.
Yeah.
So
It was
do
2 triggers, 1 file.
2 triggers, 1 file is 3k.
Yeah.
What was 2 and 2? 5?
5.
2 and 2 is 5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 1.7 will be
So that'll leave me with 3.3.
Okay.
That's
so
pretty good.
You're giving a 1.7. Let me just add that, and we can. Oh, okay. You're back. Yeah, you just got 1.7k from Inazaz. Are you doing True Trigger?
Wait, how much?
1.7k. They've been selling some of their stuff that they've had that they're not
From
using.
Zaz?
No.
Mhm.
From Saz?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zaz,
Zaz
I
gave
just
her
gave
more money too.
1.7.
Zaz just gave
Oh.
1.7.
Jesus,
Sorry, one
Saz, you're rich.
Well, you just sold something.
Did you want me to just write it as platinum, or you want me to write it as full gold pieces?
They would give it to you in platinum because it's easier that way.
Fucking conversion.
I want it
It's
in
just
silver.
It's remove a 0, yeah?
Yep.
Basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we just need to know, Tara, if you're doing with that information, you're going 2 and are you going the 2 and 1, the 2 trigger 1 file? That's right. That's the 3k.
Yeah.
Mother just
2 triggers, 1
but
file
I'm
is
pretty
3K.
sure that's exactly what she's after.
Yeah. If that's it, then yeah, we can just give you 0 money, and then you'll have that. That'll take a couple of days to commission, and make.
So did anyone else have anything to do here?
I'm good.
I have nothing concrete. I'd need a bit of time just sort of organizing something.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Mm.
Again, send
My,
if you've
my
got
one
more...
question is it possible to turn a ring into a ring of spell storing, or do I have to actually get one properly done?
Yeah, you can convert a ring if you've got a ring. It's just again you go to an enchanter that'll take some time to do that. But yeah, Arkva did have a sending stone question way back.
Yes.
So
How much?
a pair of sending stones is I think we discussed is 250, and the universal you get 1 sending per day, but it's like 1 rock is 500.
Just for that?
Yeah, it's a single rock that you can contact. You just say whoever you want to contact, and you cast a spending soul.
That is also what I was after, yeah.
Yeah, that'll
Yep.
be 500 gold.
Yeah.
It's a
Do they
once a
have a
day
rough-
effect still.
They have a rough time frame on that, or is that something they've done a few times?
That is something that they have probably done that a lot. It'll probably take a day to make that. They
Yeah,
might
no,
even have a
I'm
spare.
willing to-
Depends.
I genuinely will just give them the what was it, 500?
Yep.
I'm just gonna give them 50 plat straight up.
Cool. All right. It's 11.
Yeah.
We'll try and at least end of the day, or like do some other things. So we'll jump back out for you guys to go wherever you want to go next.
Yeah.
We'll play a bit longer as the last one.
Tempted to like give Terra spending money now that that's sorted. Christine, would you like would you like most of that money back?
Sure.
Yeah, add yourself like 300 plat.
Okay.
I wasn't kidding.
Oh, we're going to split in half.
Just give yourself 300.
That's
300 PP.
3,000
That's something
gold.
pretty.
Yeah, it is. Thank you, Tess.
It was your item. I only kept a tiny bit for personal purchase.
Personal reasons. No,
Mhm.
fair. I like I said, I have offered that eye patch, I think 3 times since leaving the Concordant. No one wanted it. I have no let me delete that actually. I haven't deleted it yet. I had no like attunement slots at the moment, and we're a while away from probably getting another one. And I'm not getting rid of my Pearl of Power, my Adolescent Shard, and my Dust Plume Pendant.
No, but
So
I
I'm
do
basically locked in.
imagine tonight's going to be making a decision on how much longer we're staying here.
We'll see.
It was like, are we heading back to the castle now? Like, I'm assuming.
I assume it's a day out shopping, anything we need, and then
Yeah.
Like, Selena would like approach Hugo again, and she's sort of like walking with him, and she's just like, I'd like to try something again when we get back. Are you AFK, Timmy?
I'm not. No, sorry,
Okay.
I'm just doing things.
Okay.
Did you want something? Sorry.
Did you not hear me?
I did not hear you. Sorry, I was
Okay,
reading.
Selena is walking with Hugo, and she asks if she could try something when they get back to the castle.
Oh, sure. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, just feel like everyone else is getting prepared, and just I don't feel like I'm very prepared for the road yet. It's
What makes you think that?
well,
Because that we have money.
it's not that. It's not that. I'll show you when we get back.
Okay. Sure. Get back.
I'm gonna try casting a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to try casting something. I've done some cantrips, and that seems to be okay. But I'm going to try casting something that might be a little bit higher level, and I'll keep going up the levels until I can't anymore. And she is going to cast a level 1 Cure Wounds on you. Of course, you don't have any damage at all, but it's like, you know, you feel the spell connect.
Yeah.
She casts that. Like, the like lightning lines along her arm kind of glow, as you can sort of see it as like they basically like like they lighten up, and as it's like traveling down her hand onto you, and she's sort of like, it's not a recoil in pain, but it's like a sear with pain, but
Yeah.
she's able to cast the spell. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I can handle that. I'm gonna try another spell slot. And she casts second level spell. Same, so like it looks the same, basically. It's like, but you can tell each time as she casts it higher, it's more painful.
Okay. Alright.
Just let me try. So she quickly casts a third level spell, like noticeably gasps in pain. Okay, I can
I'm
do
going
that.
I'm going to hold her by the tattoo and
The
pump
weave tattoo.
the weave tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm going to pump some lay on hands into that.
It's like she hasn't taken damage. It's like it's not like physical damage per se. She looks like uninjured. It's just like hurting her. Okay, last try. I haven't done this yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. And she tries to cast her
Fourth level.
new level spell and like instantly loses it. Like she just can't. Like probably at this point, like she's got that sort of like resolve of like holding back. It's not like, not trying to sort of show it. When she hits a 4th level, it's like instant scream in agony and like recoils her hand back. The magic kind of like blimps out, and she's just like, okay, I can't do that. I'm not ready for that one yet. Okay. I'm sorry. I just
Pain?
needed to try that.
Selena,
Yeah.
the pain's up here.
I know.
No,
It's
you don't. You
indescribable.
don't know. The pain? Temporary. You can do this. I'm not saying. Like, as much as I hate seeing you fucking screaming in pain,
I need to be able
What?
to do this.
you are capable of that. You can do this.
Okay.
I'm right here. Try again.
And she tries again. And
Can I will attempt to use a Fortune of the a Fey gift, and provide the help action.
Would it be like a con saving throw for this like little like thing?
If that's up to you. Do you think it
I'm
would be
very
a Constitution
Yeah.
saving throw?
Yeah, let's go con saving throw. I feel like that makes the most sense.
Okay, you're within 10 feet of me, so you get a bonus to that.
Okay.
You got a nice fatty +4 to that, so 15.
15. I reckon she could do it.
You have the help action, so roll again with advantage.
It's not that it really matters, but I'll do it.
Counter
anyway.
spell.
Ow, rude. Okay.
Read my
16.
mind, brother.
That was a 20. You were robbed.
That's fine. Yeah, she manages to cast it. It's like she sort of like almost holds like a battle pose as she sort of like puts her hand on like the front of you and just kind of like you see the magic like kind of like surge down through her arm. And as much as like noticeable agony as she does it, she's able to cast the spell on you without like losing it.
You're doing
And,
good.
I'm just going to sit down now.
You did well.
That's something I have to get used to.
You know, I heard that in some places, instead of people singing lyrics, they scream it out. If this whole adventuring thing doesn't work out, I think you would make a pretty good part.
I always planned it on going and selling flowers, or I don't know, running a little shop somewhere, or I think that I'll stick with my magic, at least for now.
That would magic is both a boon and a curse. But like this is the curse of it.
Exactly.
I got no potions of healing. I'm out of potions of healing.
If you go to like look in your bag, she's just like, it's okay. Like you said, it's in my head. I'm not
It's in your head.
bleeding. I feel like I still feel healthy. It's like shell shocked. I'm just something I have to get used to. And I don't want to be a burden on the road. I don't want to be casting a spell, especially something concentration, especially something like haste, where if I drop that, that's someone else's life on the line. You all mean a lot to me. I haven't showed you this yet, but when I was doing my trial, part of it was to make something out of clay, pottery. It could be anything that we wanted it to be, and I chose cup. And it didn't really mean much to me, but basically you make this thing, you bring it up to them when they're done, and then they break it. And then they tell you to fix it. And you're not allowed to use magic or anything like that. The whole thing is... In the trials, it's symbolic of learning how to survive without your magic, because we rely on it too much. But I feel like to me the cup almost became symbolic of like all of you, really. It's each of the lines that I drew in. It symbolizes everyone that I've met in the party. We have Cyrus, and we have Christine, we have you, we have Tara. Just each of them with colors that I feel like symbolize each person. First I didn't really know which color to choose for you, but I ended up choosing this golden yellow. I don't know, it just seemed to work.
You know what? I'm very touched by that. I thought honestly you would go with red, considering, but.
I mean, if I was going to do that, I'd probably choose red for Christine, but it's more to it than that. It's not an exterior,
Just
it's an interior.
little bit more of a red hair, I mean orange, but bad to be nitpicky. But honestly, seeing this cap, it actually warms my heart a lot that you thought of all of us when you made this.
Well, I did. Anyway, I'm going to lie down and have a rest.
That looked like it took a lot out of you. All in your head, of course.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stay here for now.
There is I know your instincts is to conceal it and don't feel it, and not to let us know. But you
It's not
really
anymore.
got to let it go.
Okay.
Alright. He goes and he puts a blanket over you. Tucks you in. I'll be back. I'm going to get some coffee with this new cup. And I get a coffee with the cup.
Are you taking my cup?
I'm taking your cup and getting coffee in it.
Okay.
Would you rather it not be used for the purpose it was designed for?
No, you can do that. I'll let you take it. She trusts you.
I bring you back this hot cocoa with marshmallows. I would just leave it sitting there.
If that's a thing in that world, then sure.
The purpose of the scene, why not?
Yes.
Cool.
That's all I had
Yep.
planned.
Anyone else?
This is later in the evening.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sort of like, we'll say to whoever's around, I get the feeling we're staying another night. Or maybe a few.
General
Please,
consensus looks like it'll be
yeah.
5 days.
Yeah, there's stuff people want to get finished.
Once
so...
that's done, we really need to make a decision, though.
I've already told you where my foot stands.
Speaking of, I need to speak to you.
Hmm. Sure.
Tries to take you out of earshot.
Okay. Yeah, see, good luck.
So, Christine,
Aye.
I inquired about another item today. It might be a very personal item.
Mm-hmm.
If they can pull it off, it's not going to be cheap, but it would basically allow you to call me to your side when you need me from anywhere on the same plane.
She pauses for a moment. You mean like a message or teleportation?
Teleportation of sorts.
Her eyes actually wide at that. Interested.
I'm not trying to do this to step over any boundaries. I just really wanted to show that regardless of how things may go, yeah.
And you made this thing able to be used both ways? 'Cause
That
otherwise,
would,
I feel like
take some more discussion.
otherwise it's a bit unfair if it's the only one way around. It's selfish for me to call upon you and not you do the same.
We can talk about that a bit more after. Just price-wise, even for one, it's up there.
How much?
They said could be anywhere from, say, 2 to 20.
Hmm.
If we were to discuss more limitations, then perhaps the price could go down, but I just want to make it very clear with you what I was looking at.
No, that's perfectly fine, really. You.
And I have one other question.
Hmm?
With having the party back together, probably is right we tell your sister.
Hmm?
Would you be okay if I spoke to her after?
I mean, it doesn't really bother me either way, I guess. Is the best way to put it. I don't know. It's.
I mean, I'm less afraid to talk to her than Aki.
She's like,
I like the pause.
she like waits on that pause. She takes all that in, like, and then almost like a small little smile, like, of just like joy in this like kind of little, like, wait. And then you say his name. It's like, I don't think you have anything to worry about with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the kind of person though where it's don't do anything bad.
Yeah, a little bit far on that part. We've kind of done a lot of bad in the world.
No. I meant his daughter.
I don't think I was planning to.
Then you don't have anything to worry about. Unless you fear a 9th level caster.
What's to fear about magic? Catapult's the only spell I know.
Then you'll be fine. But seriously, you'll
Oh,
be fine.
I did pick up one thing.
Hmm?
I also got a sending stone.
Okay.
There are people I wouldn't mind getting back in contact with.
No, that's fair enough. Free ability for sending is, well, helpful and takes me not having to have it on consistently. I myself was still half looking into getting a ring to store sending at least once for my own self.
We have a few days of downtime, right?
But from the looks of it, some people have a lot they want done.
What do you think the odds are I could speak to spellcasters in the party and potentially even try to ask Aki's your father, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm.
Do you think they'd be willing to explain at least the basics of making your own runic language?
She kind of looks a little bit like this is probably like the first time she's a little bit like kind of disappointed.
Aqua throws a lot of curveballs.
I know, but it's like she like kind of waits for a moment, like putting on airs of that like slight disappointed look, like expecting something or something else to be said.
There are other things I want to ask him to, of course, but I don't want to do that on my own. That's more of a... Let's start with the party first.
I feel like you could also just ask me.
I intended to. As I said, the party first.
I don't think you really need anything else. You shouldn't, at least, if it's just for me.
I may have picked up some tools today just for this purpose.
And besides, who else are you gonna ask to get something that might be heavily influenced in the weave, while also potentially causing it to explode?
So, shall we spend the night learning?
Where do you wish to start?
Bedroom?
Sure. Sure.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Okay.
Curveball and a half.
With I assume Tara's doing the thing today, or she can be doing it some other time in the week, I guess, because you guys will have about 5 days of staying in the city waiting for commissions to be made for some of your more expensive items.
She's AFK at the moment.
Yeah. Anything else before we end?
Don't have any more scenes for the time being. I imagine they can have them later on. It depends on whether or not Sam wants to do.
Yeah,
a
I know
scene.
what. You suppose the following sort of... it could be a little bit later that same night, honestly. Sort of stand... Just remind me, the way this room is... this staying, like, sort of area, is it just all one floor, or is it like this... the rooms are on upper...
Yeah, there's like a small little upstairs, like...
Akfa will basically lean over sort of the railing, I guess, and look to see if Selena's still down there.
Yeah,
And,
she actually probably would be, because she had a little rest in the middle of the day, and
sort of
she's-
signal for her to come up, yeah.
she sort of like be a little bit lost in for thought. Like she's sort of sitting down and like kind of almost like just like practicing her magic a little bit, just like sort of like large things like probably prestidigitation or whatever. But like you get her attention after a little bit, and she'll.
How high is this room?
It's probably like a 10-foot,
5 feet of damage.
level foot.
Oh, you're going down. Okay.
Yep, gonna like wave to try and get your attention as you're focused. End up just going over the railing.
You jump down.
Nope, I fall over.
Clipped his leg on the way down.
Literally, like, just leans over, gets up. Selena.
Aqua?
I have something I must ask you.
Okay. You probably notice that she looks a little bit more like she looks kind of tired, like just sort of like worn out looking. But like she's just like, yeah.
Would you prefer rest first? This can wait.
No, it's okay. I'm not really able to sleep at the moment.
Very well, come, and I will lead you upstairs, back to the railing, sort of
Okay.
outside Christine's room. So, your sister.
Mm-hmm. Is
If
Christine
some-
here at the moment? Sorry.
Also, no.
Okay.
Up to Christine if she wants to listen. I didn't exactly close the door.
She's not in the area where you're standing.
Your sister, right?
Mhm.
How would you ever feel if they were involved with someone?
As in romantically?
Sure,
I mean,
or potentially a dangerous person.
I see. I see what's going on.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. It's
No.
okay. Christine is fully grown adult, and I have absolutely no control over anything she chooses to do in her life. And if she decides to be involved with someone, then that is her choice and the choice of the person she is involved with. And depending who it is, I'd say I'm very happy for them.
Trying to hide this body language as much as I can. How neutral do I keep
I mean,
this?
she already kind of catches on, but you know what? I'm gonna also roll a.
Fuck.
Oh my god! You know what?
This body language is. You know what? I just fell over a balcony. Fucked if I know what's going on anymore.
Because, like, I'd say, yeah, like her insight's not spot on because she's sort of just a bit drained, but she's able to pick up even that.
Okay. Well,
I'm very happy.
It doesn't
for
bother you.
It does not bother me at all. I think that it's good, very good, and I think that finding someone that you can be close with is just, how can anything be negative about that? You're both consenting adults, and I know you're going to be careful, and I know that you would look after her if she needs help, and I know that she'd probably look after you if you needed help. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's good.
Well, that's a sigh of relief. I mean, this was not about me. Look, okay.
It's okay. You
We
don't
just wanted
need
to make it clear to you because, well, you're blood related, I think.
We're half sisters, of course. We're sisters. I appreciate
And
the gesture.
they
Again,
are someone that, despite the fact I fear my family, like I said, I do want to introduce them to what's there.
I mean, this is all the more reason you should be taking Christine back with you to the Pride Lands to do this thing that we
What
talked
you're
about
saying
earlier.
is, I need to kidnap your sister and run.
No, I'm saying take us all back and introduce her. Oh, words in my mouth. No, I think that it is entirely up to you. Again, I'm just saying that would be a nice thing. Be the whole, bring the sweetheart back home sort of thing. Oh, it's almost fairy tale.
You know, you're making this very hard to not try and push to go to the savannah.
Well, I kind of had an inkling that this is where it was going to go. I appreciate. I should probably go and lie down, but that is. I'm very happy for you again. And wherever Christine is she in there? Is she in the room? Is
Is
she?
door peeking at all?
No.
Is the door
Insight
open a little
check.
bit? I already rolled a really bad insight check. She's just like.
No, she was. I imagine she wasn't far from the door, but she probably heard the first funk was like thought nothing of it, and heard some slight conversations. So like kind of afterwards, I was like, oh, I may as well have like a tiny listen. Once the topic came about, she's like, okay, I'm stepping away.
Yes, well, other than that, we have a few days of downtime, it seems.
I'm assuming Christine's still a little bit of a night owl, but I don't want to go in there if she's resting.
I mean, you can say goodnight if you want. It seems you both need rest.
Oh, cool. Awesome. And she just knocks on the door. Christine, Selena, can I come in?
Taper's off was just helping me with something.
Yeah.
She comes
What?
in and is just like, "Congratulations, little sister," and just hugs her.
Just gonna pull the door closed
Okay.
and leap over the balcony while they're talking.
For fuck's sake.
And then that's just that. She gives her a hug. It's like, "Congratulations," and he's a little bit awkward sometimes, isn't he? But it's cute. Anyway, I need to go to sleep. Good night. Have a lovely night.
Before you do, have all three of you roll me a perception check.
Alrighty.
Oh, great. I
Midair?
like that.
Sure.
All three of them roll on the wild magic table.
I'll roll on the table. Just tell me what to do.
You know what? My perception is on point.
What do I see midair?
This is probably it's probably leading to midair as Selena is leaving the room and as you're about to jump over over the balcony. Both you and Christine, as you sort of gaze around, you notice that there are two birds,
Yeah, I am.
one black and one white, as they flap away from the window, leaving one feather of each behind. And that's
So
the
I
line
like
session.
to twin spell.
I am it is so on point that I did not see the. It's bad.
I fucking hate you, Fate, you piece of shit. Stop it. Stay away from me.
Funny.
God damn it, AJ.
What?
I should probably head off before the thing because last time I stayed up really late for stream, we got 3 hours sleep and it was a
No
bad
bad.
time. So good night everyone and thank you
Have
for
a good night.
session.
I also got to work at 9
Yeah.
in the morning.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, players. Sorry, wrong thing. What did any cool things stream-wise?
You're
Say
cool.
Tara's back if you need to update them quickly before the end. But
Oh, I was just asking if you're gonna cook today or the day after, because you got 5 days downtime. If you wanted to cook that,
should do it that night.
Okay, yeah. Everyone has some nice thing except Hugin, because there's not enough made. Because she deliberately did not make enough cake for
No,
Keegan.
there's enough made, but Tara is just stuffing her face with the rest of the cake and staring him dead in the eyes.
that's beautiful.
Oh, good. But yeah,
Sorry, streamy stuff, right?
streamy stuff, yeah. Anyone doing? I mean, it's. I get it that this is a light 2 weeks. So is anyone doing anything in particular?
Christmas.
I'm doing Zomboid gonna try and do it every Thursday, potentially Tuesday as well.
Fair enough.
The days when I'm not stealing you.
Yes.
Stream should still continue like normal next week for Monday and Friday. And then I should probably be back to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday the week after. We did some Killing Floor too last week on Wednesday actually, which was fun.
Cool, please.
Now that I'm on holidays, I can actually stream during the day, so I might be doing some daytime streams to cover up for missed afternoon streams, but probably not until after Christmas. Yeah, after Christmas sounds good. Yeah,
Alright.
but they're yay.
Cool. As for me, Tuesday I will be playing some more Persona 4 Golden. We've saved Yukiko, so now we can move on to the next step. I think it's kanji time, right?
Yeah, it's kanji.
Kanji time. Hell yeah.
Good
He's a
boy.
good boy. But it's probably not immediately kanji time. It's probably a couple days of me fucking around following a guide and hoping not fucking that up. That'll be fun. Wednesday, probably no stream. Ikrimber, I'll be tired. I will be on a spit all day. As is tradition. Thursday also is potentially in the air. I'm not even sure if we're doing it because everyone will be available for Boxing Day. I'm not sure if we won't be doing it because it's my godmother's birthday. But there is a potential for Thursday Minecraft stream. We'll find out that week, I guess. We'll find out the day before, honestly. That's all that's going to happen. And then Friday will be more Yakuza 4. And then, yeah, Saturdays will be on a break. I think the next Saturday we'll be back. The 11th? 4th? No, not the 11th. We'll be back on the
Probably not.
18th for the 78th session of Echoes, I think, is the 18th. Unless that changes. But yeah, enjoy us. We'll have a break. We all need it. Especially me and Darren, we have to write shit up.
Yeah,
What if they?
stuff,
What if they
maybe?
don't go to the Great Pride? What if we fucking
I
have
hope
to
not.
do a whole new thing?
Where do you want to go? Where's the next gate? Just go there.
Do it. We'll be prepared.
Actually, you know that
It's in the Pride
foundation
lands.
shit with all the
Someone should
you
have
know,
been a Horizon
glitches?
Walker Ranger.
Hmm?
That'll make
I
this a lot
almost
easier.
was actually. Almost was.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Cheers.